What's up? What's up? What's up? This is your man Dre Mac. Sorry about the late start. I got some other stuff going on. Come on, man. You know, it's right. Try to add this clip. They won't let me add it. Man. That is stupid. Thought I'd be able to add this clip. I don't know why I can't add the clip, but whatever. But I'll add a clip that I was going to show you guys. I don't know why I can't just add the clip right now, but I'm gonna just show you the clip from another source because it won't let me do it right here. Actually, that's the wrong clip. Actually, that is the wrong clip. I took the wrong thing. Anyway, what's going on, y'all? I'm tripping right now. I'm tripping. I'm going to show you guys a couple. I'm going to show you guys a couple things. We're going to get into Jonathan Majors. Let me see. Day number 8. We're going to recap everything that happened yesterday, especially when everybody was telling me, "Yo, are you going to cover the video? The text message? You seen the text message? You going to cover the text messages?" We going to get into the text message from People's Magazine. We're going to get into all of that. You know what I mean? So don't worry. We going to do it all. Let me turn this down. This ain't loud in my ear, but it's probably loud in you guys' ear. Turn this stuff up. Matter of fact, that's why it's not loud in my ear. Let me do that. Yeah. All right. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into a lot of things, and then I'm going to have Blue for Blue's House Live come on, and we're going to discuss this, but I kind of want to do some other things first before I got into the whole Jonathan Majors thing. We're going to talk about it because I got to bring up the People's Magazine article. And it's funny. I told y'all I had somebody that was like, why should I believe a YouTuber over a journalist? I'm going to tell you why that some journalists are in there to make money off of what is it called, this sellization or whatever, you know what I mean, for the clicks and the views and all of that. Ain't nobody gonna watch your stuff and it ain't got nothing juicy in it. So what do you think the people did? But we're gonna get into that. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody that's in the live chat right now. I know more people are gonna come, so make sure that you give the video a thumbs up. And again, I do apologize for the delay and everything. We're gonna get into it. You already know how I do. The real question is, okay. Well, brother mixed his cue on that one, didn't he? Golly, I wish I had a manager to roll this stuff out. But oh my God. I mean, when I tell you that everything that I predicted with the Jonathan Majors thing was going to happen, and the reason why it was going to happen um, is because of the way that people are picking and choosing what they wanna say or what they want to show. And I'm trying to find the People Magazine article. Let me get to. Oh, I don't want that. That's old. I don't want that. Okay, here we go. I want to get into this first because this is what everybody was talking about. And you see, the Giant Tomatoes attack, and then we're gonna go into Danny's, breakdown her recap of everything. We're gonna break this stuff, and we're gonna give you. I want to give you all the context instead of just reading this and be like, see, I told y'all There was something wrong with Jonathan Major. Jonathan Major crazy. You see what he doing? You see what he said? Before we get into that, you know what I mean? Before we get into that, I want to give the whole entire context when we do this. So, Sonic Deck, yes, we are live. What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? Jules McFly, what's up? Peace Mac just dropped in to say MT, formerly known New Rock Stars, wearing them narratives on Twitter. Shaking my head, sad to see because he does great Marvel coverage, and he does. But again, okay. How could I? Man, okay. Let me just say it like this. I'm gonna say this, and this is a metaphor for when people do stuff like this. A tiger never changes its stripes. It's just better at hiding in the jungle. But when it attacks you, it always protects you behind your back, and you never expect it. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. I had my man Andre Ware. He was reading me somebody else, and that's the thing. These guys are tigers. They blend in really good, and all of that. You know what I mean? And what happens is these guys, um, they get a lot of perks. So it's almost like the story of Catcher Freeman. You know what I'm saying? You meant to start Master, starting instead of shooting Thelma. Now that's the ending. So you're going to go with the winning team, and they know who the winning team is. You know what I'm saying? The mainstream media. You're not going to go against the mainstream. You go against the mainstream media, you're going to ostracize yourself. That's why the smaller YouTube channels that don't have nothing to lose can go hard. You know what I'm saying? You don't get the sponsorship. I made that video on Screen Crush just expressing how I felt what they said about Jonathan Majors without the context. You think I got monetized for that video? Nope. And I didn't cuss. I swear I didn't do anything. Just made a video. Just made a video. So when you have these bigger channels, instead of just being quiet, especially MT is an anti-recaster, all of that. It's conversations in the have with that guy. Bless that guy. Much love with his future, whatever he got going on, because I know he's on heavy spoilers now. He does everything. Man, God bless that dude. But I personally don't follow, don't tune in, don't nothing. When someone, instead of just arguing with him and going back and forth, getting into Twitter beefs and all, I just don't argue. I just don't subscribe to it. Just like if somebody disagrees with what I'm saying, just unsubscribe. Don't roll with me. I may be an idiot to you or whatever. Don't roll with me. I'm cool with that. But what I'm not going to do is I'm going to get into all this. I'm gonna look at this person and constantly be mad at this person for doing what they normally do always. I can't be mad at a snake being a snake. That's all I'm saying. So and a lot of these guys, you gotta watch them outside of the channel. What they post on social media, all of that. It determine, is this the kind of guy that you want to roll with? You know what I'm saying? He might be giving good stuff on the channel, and I'm not denying that. This guy might not be doing good stuff on his channel because he does excellent. He does have excellent breakdowns. I'm not going to take anything away from that brother. You know what I mean? But again, is it something that I align with? I just don't subscribe. If something don't align with me, I just don't subscribe to it. What's going on, Marcus? What's up? What's up? What's up? Peace to the chat and the homie Dre Mac. You know what I'm saying? That's bars. You know what I'm saying? Yep, it was loud. Ha. Good morning, Mac. Big ups to you. What's up? Con Rabbit, what's going on? Like that suit, my brother. Clean. You know what I'm saying? Like fresh dish soap up in this piece. The sex messages were messy, but the officers committed perjury. We're going to get into all of that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to D Sizzle. What's going on with you, brother? Let's get it. What's up, Blues House? Blue will be on later on. MC ain't never been down. Hey, he don't know a lot of stuff that he does. He doesn't align with some of the views and stuff that I have. So I just don't subscribe. I don't pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? Like that Dave Chappelle episode when they did the black white supremacists in the next video, in the next episode, they were talking about. He said, "You know what? No, at the end of the episode, he was like, you know what? I got the power to turn it off, and that's all you got to do. You ain't gotta trip on a lot of these guys. So I don't fool with them. If they don't align, whatever. What's up, Andre Ware? You know, uh, MTV can pay it for a Marvel gift for a hot man. That's what he does, and that's what he wants to do. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? All the rest of the stuff, man, I'm not tripping off that dude, man. Hey, man, God bless you, man. Do what you do. You know what I mean? So, but I do want to show you guys something. I told you that I was going to show the day that I went on TMZ. Again, I've been doing TMZ for the past year. You know what I mean? So I do want to share with y'all. I posted this on my Instagram story. I do want to share with y'all what I said on TMZ. Like I said, the only times I didn't get to go on TMZ, I got invited, but I could not go, was when I moved into my new house, and the day that I got recast for talking stuff about who was it, Patty LaBelle. So let's get to this video. I just want to show you guys, and then we're gonna get into everything. Check this out.
Agency photos when people are in Montana.
I understand
We've got
that.
agency photos when people are in Wyoming.
But hold on. But the reason I'm saying it is that sometimes if everybody's kind of talking about it and dogging him and whatnot, sometimes it's better to just show it the way they do sometimes when somebody's pregnant.
Right.
And then it's over. And then they live
I
their
agree
lives.
with you. Look, on the
So
drive out,
nothing wrong with it.
on the drive out to Joshua Tree, they're probably like, look, what are we doing? I mean, let's just, when we get out there, we'll just hold hands.
Because they're smiling and all. They see the camera there, I'm
Right.
sure. So no shade on it. No shade on it. Anyway, good on your town, Joshua.
Hey, what's going on? This is Dre Mack from Kansas City, and I agree with Harvey. Just show it. You guys seem happy together. Everything kind of went downhill in October, but I'm glad that these guys are showing their love now. They could be able to be expressive. And in the middle of Joshua Tree, what's something better than that?
Exactly.
There you go. Well, he agreed with me. What do you
Love
mean exactly?
wins.
That's what I said.
All right, so that is me on another episode of TMZ. Just giving my commentary. Not getting paid. Stop. If you're watching me on Facebook, stop asking me, am I getting paid? No, you do not pay me. I am doing free commentary to get exposure. That's what I'm doing it for. You know what I'm saying? And to show every listener that's watching this on YouTube, or you're watching this on X or Twitter or whatever they call it tomorrow, I'm showing you guys that I am serious about this craft. So when you tune in to me, you're tuning into somebody who is trying to make everything happen, no matter what it is or whatever, and without selling out to do it. So you already know what you're getting here from Dre Mack at the Dre Mack Show. Let's get into everything. Let's get into Jonathan Majors. I just spent 15 minutes getting to this, and then again, my guest is going to come on soon as I share this. But let's go ahead, and I'm going to get into the People magazine article. We're going to read that. Then we're going to go into what Danny said, and then we're going to bring Blue up after that. But let's go. Let's go with this. Majors appears to admit physically attacking X. Let's get into it. In text messages between Majors and accuser Stephanie McMahon Hemsley III, the Marvel actor appears to admit to physical violence against his now ex. 6 months, Majors' arrest and charged with assault in a separate domestic violence case. I fear you have no perspective of what could happen if you go to the hospital. Excuse me. Majors text McMahon in September 2022. They will ask you questions as I don't think you actually protect us. It could lead to an investigation. Even if you do lie, they suspect something. In the text message, Majors also stated it's just fake. But based on the messages put into evidence, it was not clear what he was calling fake. No context was provided in court. Read full story. But do you realize? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Do you hear anything about Stephanie run around the car like Day Day from Friday, like Day Day and Baby D when they was running through traffic. Did y'all see any of it? Was that told in here? I'm gonna tell you how the mainstream media works. The mainstream media put that out. Now, the full story is here, but they put that out as the headline, right? As the headline, right? To get people who read People's Magazine to automatically think this is mind games. This is the way that you change perception. This is what the media does. They do things to change the perspective of everybody who's watching, reading, all of that. They did not put any information about that girl ripping his clothes, ripping his coat, redacted her statements over and over and over and over again throughout day 7's questioning. They did not put anything from day 6 when she was going all over the place with with the answers, right? But what did they do? Something that was not supposed to be part of the trial. But since Jonathan Major's lawyer was saying some things, questioning a couple things, they decided to bring this out. This was a wrapping in the hat. This is only to show Jonathan Majors in a bad light. This is all it is. There's no physical evidence, right, of this, right? There's nothing. There's nothing, right? There's nothing. This is just text messages without context, right? But you see how quickly they ran with that story, but did not run with the story about about Stephanie chasing him all over throughout the streets, 5 or 6 blocks, running all over the place, chasing after this man. But they put this from day 7 or day 8, right? Now, again, why would they put this out there? Again, if you put this out here and the man is exonerated, you can always go back to these articles. Variety, Rolling Stone, People Magazine, all of this. This is to create doubt in public perspective because most people don't read. Let's keep it real. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Most people don't read. They'll read a headline, but they don't read. They'll see a thumbnail, but they don't read. They don't go and investigate. They just go on there with the Twitter fingers and they go on there, but like, yada, yada, yada. I see that, Stephanie McMahon, she didn't do anything. That woman is innocent. Free Stephanie. You know what I mean? Jonathan Majors is a creep. He's this, he's that. That's what these articles do. Lose the court of public opinion while winning in the court of public law. That's what it does. This is what it does. Let me just keep reading real quick. In the text message displayed to the jury and read into the record by McMahon on her 4th and final day on the stand on Friday, McMahon appears to assure Majors that she would not blame him for allegedly causing an injury to her head. I will tell the doctors I bumped my head. McMahon cried as she read out loud the message in the court. Then you see what if she's crying, she's a victim. You see the narrative that they're trying to push. I'm not saying that nothing happened. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that you see there's chunks of this court case missing because they did not report any of the other context to lead up to this. They're going to something that does not have anything to do with March the 25th. It has nothing to do with March the 25th. This is to paint a narrative. This is the opposite of when you're in court and you're asking somebody, did you have a tequila? Did you drink all of it? Are you sure? Here is a video of you drinking it. How often do you drink? Do you have a problem? Do you think you have a problem? Have you been to court? Have you been to assure or to find out or to give calls to if you have a drinking problem? Could have led you for you to run in traffic after Jonathan Majors after he didn't want nothing to do with you and he went into a full sprint? He had to shake you like Day did Baby D. You see how People Magazine, how many people, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat right now. How many people do you think read People Magazine either on print or online? Put it in the comment section, because I guarantee you it's a lie. But put it in the comment section if you're watching this, right? All they see is this, but they don't see nothing else, right? And these texts look detrimental. If I'm looking at this, I have no other context. I don't have nothing. If I don't have nothing else, right? And I'm reading this text message, I'm like, damn, Jonathan, what the hell is going on? Then, unable to continue through her tears, Assistant District Attorney Kelly Galloway took over. I would tell the doctor I bumped my head if I go. I'm going to give it one more day, but I can't sleep. I need some stronger painkillers. That's all. Why would I tell them what really happened if it's clear I want to be with you? Now, honestly, this makes this man that I have on my screen, this guy right here, this makes this guy look guilty as shit. If I have no other context, I don't even know how that even started. How did she bump her head? How did we get here? Why is this relevant? What happened prior to that? What led up to this? Where's the other text messages that led to all of this? You see all of that omitted, but the guy on screen is guilty as shit if that's all you read. Guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like Uncle Ruckus when he seen Ray Charles on that episode of Bullseye. Guilty. Dead niggas guilty. The man's blind, but he's guilty. And they also say justice is blind, right? It's supposed to not see anything. It's not supposed to see one way or the other. It's supposed to just get to the straight facts, right? So the text messages which were previously mentioned by prosecutors in 115 page. Now, listen. The text messages, which were previously mentioned by prosecutors in 115-page pre-trial filing in October, are considered monolith evidence, which the New York State Unified Court System defines as conduct that is inextricable, interwoven with charges act, and which may provide necessary background information or explanation to charged acts, right? But, okay, let's say this. Let's say this actually happened. Jonathan Major smacked the crap out of her. Let's say that this actually happens. Why she was in London? Because remember, this is all this September 2022 was when she was in London, right? Why didn't she call the police? Right? Why didn't she call the police? Why was she, if she was assaulted, why didn't she call the police? Why didn't she try to get help, get information, all of that, right? What happened? What happened to lead to that? This is all I'm asking. What happened to lead to that? Because so much other stuff is. Do you see the gigantic gap of information that is missing right now? But yet we're here. We're here with it, right? In that filing, prosecutors mentioned medical records from London related to an incident that occurred in September 2022. That earlier incident of alleged abuse had previously been ruled inadmissible, but in a series of cross-examination questions, which presiding judge Michael Gaffney said lacked specificity, the defense opened the door to prosecutors being able to share with the jury text messages regarding the prior incident, the judge told lawyers Friday morning. On cross-examination earlier this week, Papa Chartry, one of Major's defense attorneys, had drilled Jabari about why the morning after the alleged March 2023 that the woman had told emergency personnel that she did not remember how she became injured. So just because she said, if you said 19 times, you don't know, right? They're saying, Michael Gaffney said, well, that opens the door to this 2022 thing. How? But again, they let it in. So let's continue to go, right? Gaffney said Friday morning that Charger had asked the questions in an effort to uppunge Stephanie's credibility, even though they knew there might be another reason she was not forthcoming. So they're trying to say because she lied in these text messages, even though the text messages have no context. He didn't say, now if the text, now let's keep it real. Let's go. Let me rewind it back for a second. If that text message said, I sure hate that I put my hands on you. I shouldn't have never choked you, slapped you, uppercutted you, elbow dropped you from the top rope, put you in the hammerlock, arm bar, you know what I'm saying? Sleeper hold, scorpion death lock, scorpion death drop. If I didn't do these things to you, you know, I apologize, but do not go to the hospital. They're gonna start asking questions. If that was in there, he's guilty because I got the same energy that I do for him that I do for her if there's something there. But there is inconsistency in the text message because it lacks context. It lacks context, right? Because we don't know the whole entire situation. We're getting pieces of this. That's all we're getting is pieces of this, right? So in those 2022 text messages, Major has responded to Stephanie threatened, you know, to prune herself if this then girlfriend went to the hospital for her head injuries. Last night, I considered pruning myself versus coming home. Majors wrote to McMahon, adding, I need love too, or maybe I'm such a monster and a horrible man, I don't deserve it. I should just prune myself. In a way, my existence is miserable. I want to die. McMahon, who in court was turned in the direction of the projected text messages, have responded, I would not go to the doctor if you don't feel safe with me doing so, or don't trust me. I promise you I would never mention you, but understand your fear. Telling her that she could not reject his love and admonishing her for not hugging him after the alleged fight. Majors wrote by text, I will probably prune myself if not really contemplating anymore. He added, I am a monster, a horrible man, not capable of love. I'm pruning myself soon, this is sad. Not even gonna lie. This is super sad. Let me get to that. Thank you for Marcus. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that $2 super chat for Marcus. Let's get back to this. Telling her that she could not reject. I'm sorry, Jonathan. You can't say this. I'm going to have to tell someone. Stephanie responded by text, noting her perceived error in not hugging him. As the text messages were read aloud, to the jury, Major, seated at the defense table in a black suit and white collar shirt, kept his head down, hands in his lap, his binders of notes shut. When the prosecutors finished reading this message, the actor looked briefly at the jury. The details of the September 22nd incident were not further detailed for the jury, that as that earlier incident is still otherwise precluded from coming into trial. However, the 115-page filing reviewed by People prosecutors listed a series of texts by Stephanie in September 22, only some which were shared by the jury Friday, which included, per prosecutors, photographs of a hand, shoulder, and buttocks, along with texts about punching, discussing pain, and as shared with the jury Friday on September 22nd, 2022, a text with JM using Major's initials, re-medical treatment. In court Friday, Galloway then moved in her redirect questioning of Stephanie to March 2023, asking Stephanie why she had initially told emergency personnel that she did not know how she became injured. I was just scared of the consequences of it, Stephanie answered. I still wanted to protect him. Miss Stephanie, Galloway asked, do you know who caused your injuries on March 25th, 2023? I do, Stephanie said, adding defendant Jonathan Majors. Majors is facing charges of assault. Yeah, we already know. We already know that. But again, if you're looking at just these messages, right? Even to me, that's horrible. Even to me, I'm like, damn, that's messed up. That's horrible. What was he going through? What was his mind state? What was going on with Jonathan that he felt like he wanted to do that? What is the full context of it? But again, We're not reading. We don't know how in order that is or whatever. And again, we still don't have the full context of everything that happened that day. We really don't. We still don't. But for us, we still have Danny Does Law Policy and Practice that posted her highlights, which we're going to go over. We're going to go over all the highlights of that, of what happened that day. What is going on? I do not like the way that they got this set up. Okay. My man Blue, if you still in here, I need you to I'm gonna start. I'm gonna read this. I need you to come in because we're gonna discuss all of this. So, Blue, I need you to come in if you still here. All right. So while we're doing this, we're going to go over some of the messages and stuff. Some of the messages that you guys had, and then we're going to get into what exactly that Danny Does Law had available. All right. So I'm trying to get to some of these messages. I know I was giving my own dissertations here for quite a while. Nope. In fact, if folks remember, the A.B. Allen, a dude who originally tweeted the stuff, said that nothing he had heard about Majors had ever been physical, only emotional. You know, and that's very true. Thanks for keeping the same energy. Some people went silent, and that's not right. Exactly. Some people went silent. Yeah, they went radio silent when Stephanie was giving her testimony. And all of this, it's a shame. You know what I'm saying? That they're using, again, this is like the opening statements with the Coretta Scott King, Michelle Obama statement. How was it placed in context? Is all I wanted to know. What's going on is that Matara, they are using any and all narrative attacks to the agency so they can pick up what they put out back in April or June. Absolutely. My man Marcus, I've always heard about the media manipulating stories to force narratives. But this is the first I'm witnessing in real time. And I've been doing I've been knowing about this since what was this? I think I was in the 11th grade when I read Malcolm X's book, and the way that the media uses certain tactics to be able to cause narratives. This is something I've always known about. You know what I mean? So remember, the Tyreek Hill situation was the same as this. The Tyreek Hill situation when he was in Kansas City was the same thing. They did the same thing to Tyreek Hill. So this is nothing new. I like how many people were quiet this entire time, but as soon as the text was revealed, they're loud and making videos saying, I told you so. Yep. You know what I'm saying? They're doing the same thing. I told you something was wrong with him. Remember, a lot of his agents dropped him during that time. They dropped him in March. They didn't drop him during September 20. Remember, he was hot. He was scorching hot because it was going on the Creed tour and Ant-Man was getting ready to come up. And then after that, or he was getting ready to, he just played Ant-Man and then all of the stuff happened. Like a week later after Ant-Man dropped or something like that. In the court of public opinion, he's already been convicted and they're just waiting for him to be in jail. And that's a shame because nobody is saying, again, where's People Magazine story about Stephanie running around the car? Where's that at? That's missing. I agree. Even if he's exonerated, the texts are out there and now and will forever be brought up. Exactly. The text does not look bad, but I need more context. The way that it's reading to me, oh yeah, that was earlier. But the way this is reading, man, but it's so out of context. I can't, like, I feel bad for the guy, but I don't know what led to that. He's not admitting to hurting her. Maybe he snapped on her. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he snapped on her. She turned around. I don't know. We don't know. And that's the problem with jumping on this stuff and tweeting this stuff up and like, look, Jonathan Majors is a complete monster. He even says himself he's a monster. Well, where is the context? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm asking for is the context. What's going on, Blue?
What it do?
All right. Since you on here, I'm trying to just get through some of these messages and stuff like that. You know what I mean? What are you thinking about this, the messages that they placed out here. The text message, the way it read. I don't know if you read it for yourself, but what do you think about this stuff?
It's nasty, man. They keep doing that. Like I just heard you say that, it was radio silence. What was that, day 3? Was that day 3?
Yeah,
Yes, it was day before yesterday.
Day 6 and 7, they were super quiet.
Well, yeah, well, I guess it would be fully 6 and 7, but yeah, so them being radio silent on uh the whole situation about her assaulting him, her causing the event. You know what I'm saying? She caused the whole situation. Like he was not from her own admission, she was the aggressor. I saw the text message. I ripped the phone out of his hand. He tried to get it back. I seen Chillmonger, Pam Entertainment, and She Dredged Me have a live last night, which I was supposed to be on, but couldn't make it. But I rewatched it.
Yeah, they asked me to be on, but I was at work.
Yeah, I couldn't make it. But they brought up, I think it was either Pam. Yeah, about reasonable force to stop a criminal act. You know what I'm saying, or mischievous.
And remember, I said that. Remember, I said that. Was it right for her to take the phone? No, it was not right.
It's not right. So she already committed the crime. The criminal act is on her already. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't even know why they're bringing. You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, they're bringing up these old text messages without any kind of context. And the media is the media. I'm not worried about. You know what I'm saying? The media is the media. I just hate that New York doesn't allow cameras in here so we can actually follow along. And we the people. We is 2023, man. There's no reason why we can't get a camera in us and live unless it's something that would totally dismonish or make the case be biased. I don't know why we can't get a camera in that courtroom. I don't understand.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that because the way that this is what Jonathan Majors did not want to be played, why he wanted that to be sealed? Do you think that is the one that he wanted to be sealed?
I think that whole situation, because if you know what I'm saying, if you think about it, I'm in London. I'm a black man in London. We don't know what happened to her. You know what I'm saying? There was no admission that he hit her or that he even did anything wrong. He was just saying, man, I don't want you to go to the hospital for that shit. And then they basically say they blame that shit on me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what, and it's out of context, but how I'm putting it together, maybe it's, you know what I'm saying, my crazy mind. But if I'm in a foreign country and I'm here with this white woman or this white passing woman, you run off, you know what I'm saying, to get treatment. They do some kind of, if anything blows back on me, I'm done.
Exactly.
I'm done.
Exactly. Mr. YouTube, I'm gonna get with you after we get done and try to figure out what's going on. Hit me up on Twitter and we'll try to get that figured out for you. But I appreciate you trying to be a member. But yeah, exactly. You're in London and you have this thing going on. Your method athlete, because remember, he was, getting ready for Magazine Dreams. And everybody says,
right,
what if he's trying to get into his role? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or whatever. And again, because this is so out of context, because there's no beginning of or end. You see what I mean? There's no beginning or end to this. So you don't know exactly what led up to this. Now, we all know that she snapped on him because she seen the text from Cleopatra. We all know that. So once she seen that, that's how the series of events started. You know what I'm saying? So we know that. There's context there. We know from video footage that she chased this man 5 or 6 blocks. He got little on her. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when Day shook Baby D, you know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and give her the old razzle dazzle. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
He lost her. She goes over to Lafayette Street, meets up with 3 strangers, and one of the strangers, just after 12 minutes of meeting this woman, want to go fight Jonathan Majors. They go around the corner. She's screaming and holler at him, but that's not admissible in court. You see what I mean?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
It's crazy. And I guess they say that Priya kind of dropped the ball to even have this to be allowable.
Megan Cunningham said that. She said, wow, huge blunder by Jonathan Major's attorney and her cross of grace. I'm sorry, Stephanie. She made it so text that Major sent to Stephanie months earlier imploring her not to go to the hospital for a head injury, even if you do lie, could be entered as evidence. So,
but see, even with, I don't know how that is relevant to this, you know what I'm saying? These text messages.
Exactly.
I don't know how the judge said, oh, okay, yeah, let's allow that in. I'm still trying to figure that one out. That's weird to me. Because I don't know, man. That's kind of a stretch. Man, I don't think I think the judge dropped the ball in allowing that, because if he already said that this can't come in unless yada yada yada, I don't see the unless happening. I don't see where that, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm still confused on how did we get here to where those text messages could be admissible in court. That's what I'm trying to figure out. How did we get here? And that's the huge problem. And then Flavio, and shout out again to Flavio Sosa, who's been tagging all of us into this.
Yeah, major work.
He tagged, he retweeted Megan Cunningham and said, why don't you mention instead of the video, why don't you mention instead the video footage of Stephanie McMahon chasing Jonathan Major for 5 city blocks? Not your typical DV victim behavior, is it?
Right. And my situation is, and I know, the DV cases are sensitive, but where is the common sense? It still has to be some kind of common sense in it. If I'm getting my ass beat in this Escalade or wherever, you know what I'm saying, I'm not about to chase whoever was beating my ass down for 5 to 6 city blocks, still trying to get the phone. I'm just not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't understand the whole, DV victims sometimes. I can't buy that one. Me, myself. You know what I'm saying? Me, myself, I could be wrong or whatever, but I can't buy the whole Stockholm syndrome that much to where I'm going to chase this person, because Stockholm syndrome of, because she's all over another thing too, she's all over the place in her testimony I wanted to be with him. I didn't want to be with him. Oh, I just wanted the police to get me away from him. But you went back to his house. And then we come to find out that she has siblings living in New York City to where she could have went to a sibling's house.
Exactly. This is what Danny said when I tweeted to her. What did she think about the text message? She said, there are definitely for humiliation, considering she had already mentioned 90% of what was in the text on her first day on the stand.
Mm-hmm.
So again, okay, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and precluding to these texts, not once did she say he hit me when the questioning with these texts. Not once, because if I'm gonna have these texts, even if it gets even if Priya would have came up with a objection, I still would have tried to insinuate that in this text is showing that he hit her. So in my questioning of if I'm the prosecution, I'm trying to sneak that in. You see what I'm saying? But I don't think you can sneak that in because he never touched her.
Exactly. He never touched her. And it does not say, even in those text messages, you can insinuate anything. You know what I'm saying? I can insinuate right now I'm rich. I know good and well. I know good and well what my pockets are saying something different. You know what I mean? But I can insinuate it. That doesn't mean it's real, and it doesn't mean that it's right. And that's what we have to understand in this particular with these text messages. We have to take that into consideration. Just because they said, this doesn't mean that it's right. And it doesn't mean that it's something that actually legitimately happened. This is just hearsay for right now. So I would say I always say be careful with mainstream media news, because you have to see where the content, use common sense. How does this fit in context? Right. How does this? What timeline of events led to Jonathan Majors talking about he wanted to prune himself out the timeline?
Right. And,
You know
and
what I
why
mean?
is he saying that? Like,
And
why is he saying
So
that? Oh,
it
I'm a monster. Blah blah.
right.
Blah. Like, where's this all coming from?
Blue. I know you remember this. 3rd grade, maybe 2nd. We always knew what the who, what, where, when, and why in situations. This
Yeah.
is the way we comprehend, even for storytelling. Who, what, where, when, and why.
Mm-hmm.
There's no who. We know the who is, but what happened? You know, why did this happen? Where is this taking place? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All of it, you know what I'm saying? Who, what, where, when, and why? Why would he say this? There's none of that. And if she already said it, the text message is still it doesn't, all it does is paint a narrative. That's all it's doing. Painting
That's the
a narrative. It is doing it on purpose. People, they're doing this intentionally to make you feel like Jonathan Majors is a monster. If he says he's a monster, we're going to make you believe he's a monster. That's all
Oh no,
they're doing.
no, the prosecution is playing it right. You know what I'm saying? The prosecution is playing it right. But
Because
the thing is,
they know this is flimsy.
right, it's flimsy. So they reaching right now. So as they have no weapons, you know what I'm saying? They have no fight, nothing in the game. So they gotta find something. This is the only thing we're gonna do right now is just tarnish this man's name. We don't have any evidence of him putting hands on her in the past, and we don't have any evidence of him putting hands on her you know, from the case that we're that they're pursuing right now. So only thing we can do is make this dude look as bad as possible to try to skew the jury. Hopefully that jury is smart enough to see past that, and they just Priya has to come in on Monday, and I hate that it got dragged out. We didn't get a chance to hear from the driver.
Because once the driver comes in and says the girl is crazy, he didn't put his hands on her, it was all her, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Right. It's a wrap. But Justin, I appreciate you coming through. No, we're going strong, brother. We going strong. You ain't missed nothing. We just talking about the text message, so you didn't really miss a lot. But I want to show y'all something. I agree, son. You hit on those no's. But I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all something else. Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna show y'all I got exclusive footage of Stephanie McMahon Hemsley chasing Jonathan Majors. I got this exclusive. I'm playing for y'all right now. Exclusive footage of Stephanie McMahon. You know what I'm saying? Chasing him. Let me take this off the screen real quick and let me show you this exclusive footage. I just got this in today. I got exclusive footage. Y'all can't, I'm telling y'all not gonna believe what I'm seeing right now. Exclusive footage, right quick. Get ready, y'all. This is a bombshell I'm about to drop for y'all today. Look, we got Stephanie McMahon right now chasing him. Where you going? I gotta get a little on him. they hit her with the old razzle dazzle.
Yeah, got to go, baby D.
So,
you ain't gonna catch me, baby D.
Hold up. He said, yeah. When they said he looked like he was running, that's exactly what he was doing. He was in that running.
Somebody had loaded up the clip of Victor Timely running from Loki and
oh snap. I'm telling y'all, when they said that he was that he ran out the car, this is all I could think about when he was running out when he got out the car and took off running.
He was running around the Escalade.
Stephanie McMahon, you gotta stop it.
Give me the phone, Jonathan. Give me the phone, Jonathan.
Why ain't you do this shit? Oh snap! Let's get.
But I was gonna say, did you see what Danny had put up from the police testimony?
So that's what I'm about to get into. I was being stupid,
Okay.
y'all. I was being stupid. So okay, I'm gonna stop being stupid because if you watch if you if you watch my recap of day 7, because I finally got home and posted it or whatever. I had to edit it and I fell asleep while editing, so I finally posted it. I had to put that up. You know what I'm saying? So all right, so let me
All
get
the
to
2000 snacks.
all the year 2000 snacks. All right, so let's get to Danny, and shout out to Danny. Again, she's been doing great work. I love what she's been doing, and we want to get to all of her stuff here in just a second. Let me get to some of the comments real quick. Hold on. We say he was out like Deku and Almighty running from destruction. All right. Turns out English isn't the driver's native tongue, so the prosecutor is going to make the driver make like the driver didn't understand what was going on. Ooh. Yeah,
Nah.
you know what? Ooh, but you know when foots is being put to asses. You know what I
He
mean?
he
You know,
he understood English enough to call her that psycho lady.
psycho lady. Yeah.
The only see, and from what I understand, we're gonna get into it when you bring up Danny stuff. From what I understand, he didn't understand objection, sustained, and like law
Law
lingo.
lingo. Yeah, law lingo. All right, Felton Moore said other YouTubers like comic book cast are disappointed with their Jonathan Majors covers. I mean, I do my comic book stuff or whatever, but one of the reasons why I felt that this was important, for one, I wanted to see, because I've never heard anything about Jonathan Majors doing anything to anybody prior to this. Remember, they were mad because of the clothes he wore. Remember, he wore the pink outfit. No, let's be real. Let's be real.
Yeah.
They were mad because he was wearing the pink outfit. And what was that? The ebony.
I think that was Ebony. Yeah.
Yeah, the ebony thing. You know what I'm saying? And remember, it was a whole big thing where they're emasculating him and all of this and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, Jonathan Majors is playing an MCU character. It doesn't look like something from all of a Yale student, and I'm like, I kind of want to investigate this. And then when I heard everything initially, and then I heard the TMZ, a couple of days later, see the TMZ thing, I was like, yo, oh man, I don't know about this. So let me just start reporting on it. You know what I mean? And then here we go after that. You know what I mean? And then I'm the type of person, I told this on the video, I'm not a believe all women person. I'm not a believe all man person. I believe in the truth. And because I know how the mainstream media works, if they're slandering this black man because he's dating a white woman, oh, you most definitely know I'm going to get on that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm going to get on that, because this is what happens when black men date white women and they get into this situation. The OJ trial was exactly not like this, but the way that the media was going after him and what they were saying, that was all in there. You know what I mean? So I appreciate the laugh, y'all. I'm just trying to have fun with a lot of this stuff. If you know me, I'm a comedian. Go check out the Blurred AF. I'm always doing something dumb. You know what I'm saying?
And we be wilding on that. We be wilding on Blurred AF.
So, you know what I'm saying? So you if you know my personality, if you've been watching me for a while, you would know this is nothing for me. Science Girl, what's up? You said, are you Johnny Depp quickly understood? Yeah, Johnny Depp quickly understood court lingo. Yeah.
Johnny Depp is American though. He is a lot of people think Johnny Depp is not American. Johnny Depp he's from Kentucky.
Yeah, he's a red-blooded American. You know what I mean? So, what's up? Eric Shaw is in the house. What's going on? So, let's get to the non-funny stuff. Let's get to Danny's information that she posted. And make sure y'all checking out Danny Does Law in policy and practice. Man, she is incredible what she's been doing. You know what I'm saying? And again, somebody called her biased. She's not biased. What she's seen, what we all see, she didn't want this crap to go any further, because it's a lot of bull job in this. You know what I'm saying? Let me get back to that. I don't like that. It's a lot of bull job in this. I'm gonna just be real. And from, like I said, from everything that you can't snatch nobody's phone out their hand just because you're mad at them. That's against the law. It is what it is. It's against the law.
Yeah, it's against the law.
But nobody's saying that. Nobody's pointing that out or whatever. They're just trying to make Jonathan look bad. So, yeah, she's just honest. Even if I believe if Danny would have went into this mug and she would have heard that Jonathan Majors was completely different than what you believe, I believe she would have
killing cats and shit like that.
Yeah, I think she would have destroyed this dude. You know what I'm saying? Because she would have been disappointed. I would have been roasting his monkey ass if I found out he's out here doing just being wild. So don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? He ain't, you know what I mean? He ain't my family.
Remember we laughed about the Coretta Scott King situation.
Yeah.
Until we got more context.
Yeah. But I already knew that was, I was like, man, it ain't no way. Remember I kept saying, ain't no way. Ain't no way. This man just was like telling this white woman to be like Coretta Scott King and, and Michelle Obama. Come on, dog. There's other white women could have been like, you know what I mean? But anyway, let's get to this. Witness number 5, Officer Brandon Swain. Now, Brandon Swain was the one who found Stephanie on the floor, if I'm not mistaken. He won. Now, mind you, let's go back. I'm gonna put it in context. Stephanie went home. She had some sleeping pills. She'd been drinking. Somehow, some way, she curled up in a ball and slept in the closet with the door locked. 13 minutes before the cops got there, while Jonathan is in there with Bookman from Good Times, trying to find out if this woman done pruned herself from the timeline. They went in. She was texting her friend in London on WhatsApp. It again. I'm proving to you how biased the mainstream media is. Because did the mainstream media tell you that? Did the mainstream media have any article that said accuser lies, was not unconscious 13 minutes prior to the police getting there?
Nope.
You don't see any of that. Again, you got, man, I'm telling you, it's something deeper. It's a lot deeper than Jonathan Majors. This is what they do to black men, especially black men that go to court. In high profile cases, black men will be called a thug. A white man be called, a troubled young man.
Yeah, troubled individual. Mental health. The situation should be we need to seek help for him and all of that. Yeah.
Exactly. Who did way more stuff than Jonathan Majors, but they said, oh, but he's getting mental health. Who was that kid? Who was the Flash?
Talking about old Ezra.
Yeah. Remember, he's getting mental health. They are getting mental health right now. They got some issues going on, but they are trying to get themselves together. And I know he was so happy when Jonathan Majors got into trouble. He was like, shit, woo, boy, let me go send Jonathan Majors a birthday cake because they ain't looking at me. They not even caring about me no more. That man choked somebody on camera. They say, oh, he was playing. No, he wasn't. He was really choking that lady. That lady was laughing because she's not American and she did not know what was going on until you were like, wait a minute, I'm going to the ground. Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute, my legs. You know what I mean? All of this.
And breaking into people's houses, stealing liquor.
I mean, drunk. Just stealing. Going in, stealing boxes to make a clubhouse. All kinds of weird shenanigan things. But did you see any headlines that made him look like they're making Jonathan Majors? No.
See, he got into, because we didn't even get into like the child situation, right? We didn't get into that. And what happened in Hawaii? Didn't he throw the chair at the lady in Hawaii or some shit like that?
Yep. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Did you see any slanderous? That's why y'all gotta be careful. Especially when you're dealing with black people. Don't jump on the mainstream media and be like, he's guilty. Don't jump on that so easily because they are quick to make sure that you are guilty by the court of public opinion before you even go to court.
Because the thing is, this is just proving exactly what what she said about Jonathan saying, hey, when dealing with the police, they're going to be quick to make the accusation against him.
Exactly. That's all now, is that context? Is that not context? If you get pulled over, If you get pulled over right now, you already got in your mind. If I make any sudden moves, if I do anything, if I sneeze wrong, if I don't have my light, if I have a gun on me I gotta set it on the dashboard. I gotta make sure to let the cop know, hey, I'm a registered gun owner with my hands up, away from my steering wheel, with my pistol on the dashboard, letting the cop know, hey, I'm a registered gun owner. The gun's right there. Here's my hands. We got to do all of that. But when you're white, you don't have to think about that stuff. You don't have to think about, if I say anything wrong, if I question the cop, then this cop might snatch me up, beat me, tase me like that female cop did that brother just the other day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to worry about that. We do, and that's what he's telling her. Because that makes way more sense from a black man telling someone who's non-black how they treat black people when it comes to the police. Whether he's in London or he's in America, that's what we have to fear, even if we don't get in trouble. But let's get to Danny real quick. Let's get to Danny because I talk about that shit all day. Because I do that. All right. So, witness number 5, Brendan Swain, direct examination, 7 years experience, Manhattan's 10th precinct, domestic violence prevention officer, no formal training, was trained by previous holder of the position. Testified that he had a good amount of experience in a sector, responding to 911 jobs. Testified that he has made 35 to 40 domestic violence arrests to date and has responded to hundreds, maybe thousands of domestic violence calls. March 25th, 2023, called to 252 7th Avenue. Swain identified Jonathan in the courtroom as black suit, tie, black jacket. Responded to Major's call at 11 a.m. as he was a few blocks away, and it took no more than 5 minutes to get there. Testified that he met Jonathan in the lobby of the building. Testified that he watched the video again today. Exhibit 19. Body cam footage is played with no sound. I wonder why it was played with no sound. Jonathan is seen on his cell phone meeting the officers. On the elevator, you see Jonathan gesturing and talking to the officers. So, mind you, he's being non-threatening, non-combative. He looks like he's being concerned. Again, context. He looks like he's being concerned because if I just beat this girl, why would I go and talk to the cops all freely, all willy-nilly? If I did it.
Right.
Think about it just for a second. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it just for a second. If you were to put boots to asses on a woman, you're not calling the cops just to make sure everything is okie dokie with old girl.
Right. Because
what you doing?
And let's stick a pin right there because, like you said, if I just previously put boots, fists, knees, toes, head, butts, whatever on this woman just hours earlier, and then I called the police to come and they gonna check her out at the hospital, right? Mm-hmm. They'd see bruising, they'd see something on her. So why would I do that?
Because
if you know what I'm saying.
So everybody who don't know, I was a correctional officer for our city jail when it used to be in Kansas City. We used to have a city jail. Now it's somewhere else. We would talk to police because we have to interact with them while taking people to court. Now, the reason why this is so important because the officers that does transport, call it transport, we transport them to court, back and forth to court. In city court, domestic violence is a city violation unless it's fatal, and then it can be a felony case, which will go to the county. Yeah, it'll just go to the county.
To the county.
Yeah, and then it go to the state. You know what I'm saying? Where you have a felony charge. But misdemeanor cases, that's what we did. Misdemeanor domestic violence, misdemeanor speeding, housing authority, and prostitution, which was big. But anyway, so we will sit. When we transport the inmates, we will have to sit in the back of the inmates. Inmates sit on the far right, and the domestic violence advocates, and all of that. The prosecutors, the alleged victim, all of that sits on the left side, right? They sit on the side for a reason, so they can be able to have view on the right side of the people, the alleged accuser in an orange jumpsuit, just all for perception, right? Have them on the right side, all for perception, in the eyes of not only the alleged victim, plus all these the domestic violence advocates and all of that, right? So we will sit back because if they run, they do anything, you have the corrections team there to take them down, do whatever. So there was countless number of times that I had to sit down and just listen to court. And anybody will tell you, if a dude do enough time in jail or you've been to court enough, you become a certified lawyer because you find out everything. You know what I'm saying? While sitting in these courtrooms, right? The reason why I'm saying this is that in this, the reason why that I have so much pause and I'm just not just riding on the Stephanie McMahon bandwagon is because all the evidence, all the things that you're saying, it keeps retracting itself. You said you bought the bottle of beer at 9:45, but then you said you bought the bottle of beer at 11:45. You know what I'm saying? Then you used two hands or one hand. Oh, he had the phone in the left hand. Well, how did he grab you with two hands? You said you had one drink, but we got you on the camera with 5 drinks. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're flipping, you're back and forth. That's the reason why I never jumped on that train. You know what I'm saying? Because I sat so many times in these courtrooms listening to this that there's no way that I could just go off and be like, yep, he did it, unless there's physical evidence that it is without a shadow of a doubt you put your hands on her. So I want to give that context when I'm talking about certain things that I'm reading here. I worked there for 3.5 years before I got hurt, and then retired from there and moved on, so to do other stuff. But that's the reason why I'm looking at this the way that I'm looking at this, because it doesn't add up from her story. So that's to give it to anybody who comes in. That's to give it some context. Go ahead, Blue. I thought you had something.
No, I was just saying that well, shit, I did have something, but then you made me lose it. No, just the relevance of the police coming in and seeing him first. Remember, he made the call, he met them down at the lobby. He hadn't even she was, from my understanding, she was still laid out. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, let's keep reading. Let's keep reading because this is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to some of these. Appreciate y'all. What's up, Rashad Walker's in the house? What's going on? Don't forget to like the video. If you like what we're talking about here, don't forget to like if I do that, it's gonna have a little like button to come up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing my Sailor Moon thing.
The Sailor Moon.
It's a setup that happened. It happened in London. He didn't want her to go to the hospital for her so-called head injury, which I don't have the rest of that. So make sure you post the rest of that. So it's a setup. All right. So body cam footage is played with no sound. Jonathan is seen on the phone, on his cell phone, meeting with the officers on the elevator. You can see Jonathan gesturing, talking to the officers inside the penthouse. Jonathan runs up the flight of stairs to the 3rd floor bedroom. They all enter the bathroom, and to the right is a walk-in closet with a white shelving system. Jonathan leads them into the closet. When asked about Stephanie's state of being, Swain says foggy and her speech was a little slow. When asked about noticing any injuries, Swain testifies, I didn't notice any injuries. Let me read that again. When asked about noticing any injuries, Swain testifies, I didn't notice any injuries. In the body cam video, you see Stephanie lying pinned straight with her feet facing the back wall of the closet. Jonathan is in the doorway and walks in, talking and gesturing. Eventually, you see Swain pulling Jabari upright. When asked about, and remember, 13 minutes before that, she was on the phone texting her friend in London on WhatsApp. So she was over there playing what we call in the hood playing possum.
Yeah.
So playing possum. Anyway, when asked about her disposition, demeanor, he said that she was a little overwhelmed. She's getting upset. Swain stated that she said she was sleeping and took a sleeping tablet the night before. Swain says Stephanie whispered saying that she didn't want Jonathan, in the room. And at this point, he wanted to make sure Jonathan, was in a different room. Swain also testifies that Stephanie seemed scared and that he asked her 5 to 10 times what happened and that she was a little fuzzy in recollecting what happened. We all know that she said it was 19 times that it happened. Pam, what is up? Pam Entertainment in here. I had to
What's up, Pam?
Show Pam some love.
Oh yeah.
Pam was getting love from E-Man too. It was like, E-Man, chill. They are recovering Jonathan Majors. So shout out to Pam for the shout out.
E-Man.
Marty Mom, what's up? Interracial dating ain't worth these problems. I ain't got nothing to say on that. I ain't got nothing to say on that one. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say out of grown folks' business on that one.
Yeah, me too.
At this point, you see Stephanie sitting up on the floor of the closet crying with a blanket covering her lower half. When asked what usually happens in a situation like this, Swain testified bare minimum there was a domestic incident report that needed to be taken. Throughout the different parts of the videos, you see Jonathan talking to several different officers, and EMTs are present, including Sergeant Hansen. Swain claims he tried to inquire more with both parties, but when asked about what Sergeant Hansen was doing in the video with Stephanie, he says he's touching his neck. Remember, this was on video, the body cam.
No.
That's why they threw out again. Why is a cop who's supposed to be doing a wellness check asking, did he do this? Did he strangle you?
Let's hold up there real quick, Drake.
Yeah.
The reason we are even having this trial is because Jonathan Majors was arrested. Now, as you read on, it's going to say that Hansen was the one who wanted to arrest Jonathan Majors. Now, why? Was it due to this strangulation situation?
Or was it due to him being a black man who
Well, no, but that's what I'm getting at. Remember, if he is the one who's coaching her to say he strangled you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the only reason why he was arrested was really because of this whole. Remember, Swain, whatever his name is, didn't see any injuries.
Didn't see any injuries. Yes.
Didn't see any injuries. No blood behind the ear. No nothing like that.
No blood on
you
the
know what I'm saying?
Or none of that.
The strangulation was dropped to me, which that means this whole case should have been dropped. Because the only reason why Jonathan Majors was arrested is because this arresting officer told her or coached her about the strangulation. Now we got probable cause to arrest Jonathan Majors.
There you go.
They didn't have no probable cause for anything else other than the strangulation.
There it go. Pam, if you wanna jump in to the live, if you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to jump in the live, you can most definitely feel free. If you're still here, feel free to do so. All right, let's get to more because this is where it gets juicy, y'all. This is what I was talking about. This is the juicy fruit part of the conversation. Let's do it. Yeah, like I said, Pam, if you want to get in, make sure to do so. Pam is also a member. So for $2.99, you can be part of the crew. If this is your first time coming in here, be a part of the crew. What we're doing, not only just Jonathan Major stuff, but all things Marvel, DC, all of this stuff, all the good stuff. The waste of time. Snoop Dogg said, waste of time, waste of time, waste of time. Go your way and I'll go mine. But let's get to the juicy stuff. And again, Pam, if you want to go in, I'll just leave it in the chat, so you'll be able to have it. All you got to do is click it in the chat, and then you could just hop in if you want to. This case is very, very heartbreaking. It is. It's real. It's really sad. It's really sad because it's a bunch of nonsense that happened that led up to this. So yeah, what's going on, Eric the Guapo? What's going on, my man? All right, let's get to more of the juicy stuff. Let's get to it. Yeah. All right. Throughout the different parts of the video, you see Jonathan talking to several different officers, including different officers and EMTs who are present, including Sergeant Hansen. Swain claims he tried to inquire more about. Oh, I already read that. Did I read? Oh, yeah. All right, so. Okay, yeah. Swain claims, because that's where I left off at, he tried to inquire more about both parties, but when asked about what Sergeant Hansen was doing in the video with Stephanie, he states touching his neck. It is also noted and confirmed by Swain that during the photographing of her injuries, Stephanie is pulling her shirt collar with her broken right middle finger to show her neck. It is also noted that she is fixing her hair with the same hand. Are you catching what's going on right now? Let me read that. Let me read that one more again. It is also noted and confirmed by Swain that during the photographing of her injuries or photographing of her injuries, Stephanie is pulling her shirt collar with her broken, quote unquote, right middle finger to show her neck. It is also noted that she is fixing her hair with the same hand. Now we know, and you know, and all of y'all know that if you have a contusion on your finger, if you have a sprain on your finger, dislocation, it is hard to pull anything without showing any type of physical pain. It is
Yeah.
very hard to pull your shirt out, be like, without doing it. This
You
is not
went.
a video.
I don't care how much of a dancer you. Oh, I dance through pain. I play through pain too. That don't mean the pain one there.
Right. You
That don't mean if you touch it, I ain't gonna, favor that side or wince or something like that.
You're going to wince in pain. You're going to exactly. Let's get to more. Let's get to more of this good stuff. Let's get to more of it. All right. So Judge Gaffey gives an instruction stating that the viewing of the body cam video was solely for the juries, viewing the action of the police officers, viewing the demeanors of the complainant, viewing of the injuries. Swain testifies that it sounds like that he's throwing Hanson under the bus. Is what it sounds like to me, but Swain testified that Sergeant Hanson is the one who would approve an arrest. Swain confers to the testimony that Stephanie never used the word strangulation, which is in the text message. That's in the text message for a long time ago.
Yeah.
He said, I told him you did not strangle me. It is confirmed in the early text messages. You know what I mean? Jules said her spirit fingers must be crazy.
Spirit fingers.
Yeah, it made me think it's totally awesome when when Tracy Morgan had the spirit fingers. That's a good Jules is all I like that. Kate,
what's up, Keita?
What up? Jules is hilarious for that one. You know what I'm saying? He's funny for that one. All right, let's get to more of the good stuff. All right. So, cross-examination. Swain testifies that Stephanie was fully immersed in the closet. Pam is in the house. Let's get Pam in
the building.
Pam is in the building. What is up?
Oh, y'all are early in the morning. Good morning.
Look.
Good morning, Miss Pam.
Pam, I get these people that work in the morning because I be sleep and at work when y'all be giving these folks that work, and I can't compete. I gotta find a time slot somewhere.
I know that's right.
So Pam, what so far, because this is actually the first time I'm reading this. I haven't read this beforehand, just like I didn't read the People's Magazine article. All of this is fresh for my eyes right now. What did you think after reading that People Magazine article, and even where we at right now? What do you think this court case is going? Are we looking at a Tory Lanez mega situation in this, or are we looking at a Johnny Depp, Amber Heard situation? What do you think?
It's right now. It's those you all went over the text messages and all of that already. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Those are damning. But in the whole context of what happened that night, if Priya can rein it in just a little bit, and stick to everything that happened in
that night,
she may. But like I said, I think Tina said it best. She was very uneasy about how she was going in too hard on the young lady. So, but again, we went over some law in regards to New York and about reasonable
force, and I seen that
reasonable force.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was reasonable for him to go and retrieve his stuff which it was reasonable. But
Right.
like I
Which,
said, I don't.
which
We're
means,
here because he was arrested uh, for those charges that didn't pan out. And
mm-hmm.
again, once they in May when they dropped those charges, she came in and she filed her own charges. This is why we're here today. These are her charges that she filed, not what the police officers filed. What she filed.
Because
So
that was a brand new, because people were asking that the day he was arrested, they had all these charges. Then the charges, the strangulation got charged, but there was a whole new case filing, which I know you covered on
mhm,
one of your lives, that it was a whole new different case filing after that. So it wasn't the same case that was initially charged with the police.
correct.
All right.
Yeah, and I want to say in regards to that, is this now the police trying to, well, not just the police, but the DA and everybody who was involved with trying to bring that strangulation charge in, are they now trying to save face? Is that what this? Because, like I said, if the arresting officer only arrested Jonathan Majors due to the probable cause of him strangling her or have, you know what I'm saying, allegedly strangling her, that charge gets dropped. How the hell are we here now? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on now to from point A to point B to where we're having a whole trial for something totally different or something totally new that now has been, you see what I'm saying, Pam?
Yes, and here's where it comes in. So the charges that he was charged with in March, they all were dropped. Those same criminal offenses were refiled when she
There.
filed her affidavit of what
Mm-hmm.
happened. So
Mm-hmm.
look at it like this: if you go to the website, you will see a list of maybe like 8 or 9 charges, and you will see like 4 or 5 of them were dismissed. The ones
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
that were dismissed were the charges that they brought forth back in March. The charges
March.
that we are here for today are the charges that were brought forth by uh, 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 what's her name? Because I don't know if y'all call her different
Steph,
names on your
Steph,
show.
Stephanie,
Okay,
Stephanie.
Stephanie McMahon Hemsley the third.
they were brought with her on May the 9th. You remember he was virtual that day. So he
Right.
wasn't
Mm-hmm.
in New York that day, but
He
she was
wasn't.
in New York that day and she was filing charges. You remember the court hearing was at 9:30. She filed her affidavit at 9:15.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're here today with these particular charges. And they overcharged him that because they were making sure that there was going to whatever which way he wrangled, there was going to be a charge against him. But and then
Something
they
right.
dropped him. They dropped them all at the last minute because they were focusing in whatever information that they have over in a whole nother country. And I don't know why Manhattan is trying to cross so many different jurisdictions and things like that. But
Mm-hmm.
whatever they had, they knew that they were going to be focusing in on the charges that we are here for today.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, uh, I think Priya did a decent job with cross-examining her in regards to her behavior, in regards to the point about the pain, in
Mm-hmm.
regards to all of those things. I just think she was just a little overzealous when she asked her that question. Well, why are you, if you saw your way out, why didn't you go? And that's what brought in those
Brought
text
in this.
messages. And
Mm-hmm.
the
Okay.
thing about those, yeah, the thing about those text messages is they were heavily redacted. So we don't know if
It
all of those text messages was in one day. Is this a series
exactly.
of stuff? We don't
It's out
Hmm.
of
know.
context. It's complete.
Out of
Just when I
context.
was reading, I was like, yeah, but there's the basic thing that we learned in elementary school: who, what, why, when, and where, to be able to get a full story, full information on what really happened.
We
And
don't we
I
don't have a beginning or an ending.
we it's no beginning, no ending. It's just message, and it's kind of all over the place
Yeah.
because
It because there's like pieces, there are pieces of words. There was a text box, and then there was like it's fake or something like that, and then you don't see the rest of that text, and then
Mhm.
you see this text. We don't know if this was all during the Coretta Scott King mentioning. We don't know when all of this. We don't know when all of this happened. We just know that they were alluding. They were able to bring that piece in. So we don't know. But again, this thing about the police officer and all of these little different things like that, I think that that's how we got here. I think if when they dropped those charges, they knew that they were going to lose. If they just had those charges, if she didn't show up that day in court, this case would be over because all those
Mhm.
charges would have been dropped.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
So
once she filed once she filed her after charging affidavit, then that's what led all of this, and we're here. We're on to the races right now. But
all
go
right.
ahead. I'm sorry.
Right. No, you're good. You're good. Let's continue to read what Danny has, and then we're gonna discuss this because these are where the red flags come in. If you guys are seeing it on screen right now, these are where the red flags come in. Um I'm sorry, Stephanie McMahon Hemsley the third was fully immersed in the closet. No, I think I read all of. No, I didn't read this. No part of her was in the bathroom. Remember, it was said she was located between the closet and the bathroom. He did not know that Stephanie texted Holly at 11:07 a.m. He arrived at 11:20 ish. That is
Hmm.
appeared that
13 minutes.
again. That is appeared that Stephanie passed out in the closet because that was initially what we found out. When asked if he recalled asking Stephanie, did he hurt your finger? Swain answered, I might have said that. Swain was then given a laptop queued up to that part of the video where he listens with earbuds. Looking like he saw a ghost, Swain confirms that he said it, and that Stephanie answers, I guess so. He also testifies that she asked him several times why she was in the closet. I'm still trying to find out why she R. Kelly this thing. When asked when asked about Jonathan's torn coat, Swain responded, I didn't see it. Later on during his testimony, the video was played back showing Jonathan leaning on the bedroom dresser pointing to his jacket. You in here lying. Deceitful. Lying. It is revealed that Swain wrote in the police report that Stephanie suffered a small laceration behind the eye, to which he said, I did write that, and that it was not true. He signed the criminal court complaint saying the same thing, confirmed that he was under penalties of perjury.
Mhm.
You see the squeeze juice out of this orange. Lord have mercy. Swain also wrote in an inaccurate incident location on both of the aforementioned documents as being in the apartment when it was in the Escalade. Redirect. Swain says he spent 15 to 20 minutes with Stephanie. Swain says he did not notice any injuries on Jonathan and that he never showed him any. Body cam footage replayed showing Jonathan pointing to his jacket. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, this is some
The fix
fun.
is in.
If y'all
And
don't see,
that's where it that you
oh,
go back
my
up.
bad,
Go back
my
up.
bad, my
Go
bad.
back up.
Okay, hold on, real quick. My bad. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to take you off, Blue. My fault. Okay, good. Where you want me to go back to?
Stop. Stop right here. I think it's where is it?
Let me full screen it.
He signed the criminal court complaint saying the same thing, confirmed that it was under the penalties of perjury. This is probably the biggest reason why they 86 those first 5, 6, 7, 8 charges, because they knew that there was possible that there was going to be a perjury charge. So when they probably interviewed what's her name? Say her name now.
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
That was the leading cause of them talking to her and getting to her. This is why you had the restraining order bumped up from partial to a full. This is, you remember, all this happened around
Mhm.
April because
Mm-hmm.
they read all this, they saw all this, and they understood we can't really get him on the stand like that and be our number one star credible witness because we can see very clearly that he lied.
Now, if he lied, who else is lying? Is all I'm
Hmm.
saying. If he
Yeah.
But
lied,
the whole arrest is a lie. But that's what I'm getting at. This whole the eight, you know what I'm saying? Like the center of this thing is him being arrested and charged. He would not be arrested and charged if there wasn't these lies that led to the arrest and charge.
now remember, me, Chill, you, and some other folks was like, there was some racism going on with the NYPD. And other people were saying, well, why you got to put a race card? Because if he didn't do anything, you wouldn't have to put a race card. The cop is on here lying on this man. And you don't think race had nothing to do with that? Come on now. Like they did this, they're doing this man in for no apparent reason whatsoever because they could do it because they didn't know the reason why it was muted. They didn't know who Jonathan Majors was. They had
Yeah.
no idea who he was. So if they would have played the body cam, because remember, Barbara Chaudhry said we've heard the body cam, but we can hear them in the background saying whose place is this? This guy? Who is this guy? So if they would have played that for the courts, they would have automatically like, oh, this looks like a setup. If you really think about it, they set this man up to get arrested.
They biased already. They coming in biased.
They were biased. The word I was looking for. They were biased.
Mm-hmm.
Can Jonathan Majors sue the NYPD?
I'm pretty sure he can do a civil suit. I would say that could happen. Would he want to? Would he want to just get on with his life? Who knows? You know.
I personally, I mean, I get suing the police, but man, I would want to get away from New York as quickly as possible
Yeah.
for this. Because this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Now, we went through all of that, and we're still missing Robert De Niro, the driver. There's the only thing we need now is the driver. We don't need the bartender.
Tender.
Because he don't need to testify now. We need the driver of the car so we can get this over with. Because now you see why we were saying, and let me get this off the screen so we can be back on screen. Now you're seeing people while we were saying this was bull job. This don't make any sense. This don't make any sense in the terms of you have these things going on, right? You have a cop lying. You have inconsistency with your star witness. She's jumping all over the place. She don't know how the car got. She don't know how the coat got ripped. How the buttons. What shirt did he had on? But then watching the video, and he was like, "Oh, he did have on a white shirt that night when I was ripping at him." Well, you know what I'm saying? When I was doing all these shenanigans to him. You know what I mean? It's like, what are we doing? And literally, this case should be. If I'm on the jury, I'm like, this is a waste of time. And for what I understand, Pam, as you can attest to this, when Jimmy was saying yesterday that they were when Stephanie was asking the questions, they were smirking and laughing and looking kind of like, for real, we're doing this.
Yeah. I think it doesn't make sense. I'm afraid of you, but I chase you 5 blocks. I'm afraid of you, but I get back in an Escalade with you. I'm afraid of you, but I go home to the home and I'm there all night waiting for you, even though I have relatives that live in the city that I'm living in. I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid of you. Now I do understand there are different demeanors, but anybody who has, I was a social worker for 20 something years. Anyone who has worked with DV victims and things like that, hands, feet, knees, and toes on you, and you have the ability to run into strangers, you may not say that this person did anything, but you're making every effort to try to distance yourself from that. You don't get out of the car and run after them. You get out of the car and you walk a different way or go a different place or just go straight home if you knew that there were going to be some consequences for you there. So I don't know. The whole night seems crazy. I do want to
Yeah.
hear what the driver says, but I'm pessimistic because if things happened right behind his head as he's driving, he could probably attest to the fact that she reached over and she grabbed the phone because she would have jumped from his side over to here. He would have seen her over here, and then she went back to the back behind his seat. He could probably attest to all those different things that went on in that car, good, bad, or indifferent. So I just want to hear what he has to say. But what's interesting about him and his testimony, that the prosecution has talked to this man, and now all of a sudden you
Mhm.
realize that he's Pakistani and he speaks Urdu, and you didn't know that coming into trial, that we didn't have as we got into the day. I think the momentum that they were leaving with was the fact that they got these text messages in, and
Yeah.
they were good going
Yep.
into the weekend with the fact that these text messages came in, and
Mhm.
they want the jury to sit with that for the weekend versus to sit with what's
Exactly.
going to go on, because by Monday everybody is going to forget about all the text messages. But like I said before, the thing about juries, if you've ever sat on a jury, people always think it's always the factual information, but it's also the things that a juror may or may not have in common with what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You have to relate, because I remember, and I said this on Chill's thing last night. When they had the young man that was on there, we were talking about the makeup and the makeup remover, and everybody thought,
Yes.
oh, that's the silliest thing to be worried about. That's the silliest thing to be worried about. Well, it's not so
Mm.
silly, because of the
Mm.
fact that if you're someone who wears makeup and you're washing your face, and anybody knows that if there's two types of makeup removers, there's an oil base and there's a water based makeup remover. And I know this is in depth, but if you're a woman,
Go.
No,
Hey,
go
hear me.
ahead. Yeah.
I got daughters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Water based, if you're talking about washing your face, you wash it. Water is what cleanses. Oil doesn't cleanse, water cleanses. So if you're telling me that you use this water based makeup cleaner to clean your face, then if you had any cuts or things on your face, you would have felt it, because a water-based makeup remover cleanser has an astringent in it. So
Yep.
if you all wipe that your face, wash your face, I'm not telling you it's going to cause for you to run into the kitchen screaming and hollering, but you're going to feel a sting. And when you feel the sting, you're going to look at your face to see where it is. Because 9 times out of 10, once you feel that sting, you're going to put that makeup remover down, and you're going to use a soap and water based wash to wash your face, because it's usually gentler. Any makeup cleanser on your face is usually gentler than the makeup cleanser that you use for the rest of your body. So that was important. So you have 3 women on that jury that understand that. That did not make any sense. But that is how, as a jury, you have something in common with with what's going on. If you're someone who wears makeup, you understand that you just saying, "Oh, I just washed my face. I didn't feel anything. I just washed my face with makeup remover, and it was it."
All
We
right.
all know better than that. We know better than that.
Mhm.
So that could resonate like, no, I don't think she's really telling the truth. Versus if you're probably a man on the jury, it doesn't make any sense that if hands, feet, knees, and toes was put on you, you're chasing
Mhm.
someone, not one, not two, not three, not even four, but you chase somebody for 5 blocks, and that's how you
5.
got to where
5 New
you
York
were,
City blocks.
And
I
where
then
was
you
just in New
were
York.
when you ran it. Yeah, that's how you got to where you were when you ran into Eeny, Meeny, Miny, and Mo.
Hmm.
Uh,
Mhm.
so that you just got finished running. You just got finished running. Oh, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. My adrenaline. I don't know how. What? You had enough time to take a deep breath, and then you walked around the course, because you walked around it with so much ease.
Mhm.
You
Hmm.
would have never thought that anything happened. It was so much ease. But
Right.
again,
But
those are the
okay.
inconsistencies that I
Mhm.
see
Right.
that are like, okay, all right. But
Yeah, and
like I said,
adrenaline don't last that long neither.
It sure
it
don't. I play football. I play football. If you get hit hard enough, the adrenaline is out the window. You like,
Adrenaline does
God.
not last that long.
You like, oh my God, I'm dying.
adrenaline lasts just long enough to get you out of whatever situation you in.
Right.
And once that shit comes down, you feel everything. The world hits you.
Everything. Hard. The makeup part reminds me of the scene from Legally Blonde where the girl alibi is that she showered after getting a perm broke out in the case. I like that though. Why wasn't she heaving at that point? No, I got again. Remember, I told y'all exclusive footage of what happened that night. I'm gonna show y'all again what was going on during that time. This was her after she caught Jonathan Majors. Oh no, let's go back. This was this was her when she caught Jonathan Majors. Like, hey,
After she ripped his shirt.
she was ripping his shirt. She was like, look, ripped his shirt. Ripped his shirt. Exclusively right here on the Dre Max Show. I'm showing y'all what happened that night when she ripped that man's shirt. Let me stop before somebody think I'm crazy. But I'm just saying, is you okay? I just never met. And of course, like I said, I worked at this the City Chill, and you've seen all kinds of stuff. One thing that I have never seen is a victim chase the accuser. None, unless she was the aggressor and she was beating the brakes out for somebody. I've never, not once, not once was like, yeah, I was scared of him, but I chased him down. You know what I'm saying? I had to make sure that he knew that I still loved him. No, you don't, because I'm terrified. Okay, all right, you hooked that up, but you know what I mean. So it's a lot of shenanigans. I'm torn because I don't want this case because this case is good, but I'm also like, man, they need to wrap this up with the wrap it up box. Yeah. They need to wrap this up. Ridiculous.
And I am surprised that it lasted this long because you remember I said this is not going to be that long, but apparently I was incorrect. I thought by Friday.
I think you said it was going to be done by Friday.
Yeah. Friday, yeah.
And I'm tripping because, like I said, this is at the end of the day, we lost Will. At the end of the day, this is a misdemeanor offense. This is not felony, assault, right? And it's just is blowing my mind the way the media is covering this. It doesn't blow my mind. It's sad. All of this is really sad and disheartening to me. Yeah. And I mean, Judge Judy would have had this wrapped up. You know what I'm saying? Judge Judy would have had this wrapped. Is fed up. Even says so. I believe he is. I think this is a lot of mess. And then knowing that and again, this goes back to District Attorney Alvin Bragg in his office. You knew the cops was lying. You knew this now. You knew the cops was lying. You didn't really have a case. This girl came in. Matter of fact, if they would have had a case, then when the girl, when they first seen her, they just would have arrested Jonathan Major because they would have had the proof that, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have had to get coached. You would have seen mark scars, all of this stuff. If we're here, and it doesn't make any sense. It just does not. And again, I think I always said this. Alvin Bragg was doing this for political points. That's it.
Oh yeah.
The chief of police is already. He's been upset with Alvin Bragg's office for months because of what he's doing. He's going after these big cases and all of that. It just doesn't. It's just sad. What do you guys think?
No, it's sad. You remember we've been brought it up about is this a political play? You know what I'm saying? Is it time? Is it voting season for him? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the time clock is up, in New York when it comes to politics. Is it, you know what I'm saying? So is he up for re-election soon? Things like that. Because it's crazy, man. This is wild. You can go back to the cops saying, oh, I didn't see anything on Jonathan. Well, you probably wasn't looking for anything on Jonathan. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't there responding to a DV case or domestic. You were there to respond to somebody who might have committed suicide. So you wasn't, for one thing, you wasn't looking for that. But then it went from a suicide, maybe an attempted an attempted deletion, an attempted pruning to, oh, he beat her or he, you know what I'm saying, he hit her. How do we go from that to now you putting hand signals up, you know what I'm saying? Say, hey, did he strangle you? I would love to hear that. We got to hear this audio, man. I would love to hear this audio.
And unfortunately, that audio would never be played because all of this is
Maybe after the case.
up.
After the case, it'll be played.
You think so? I thought they was going to steal all this information from this case. Am I
Once it's
wrong?
over, no. Once it's over, the Freedom of Information
Yeah.
Act will allow for
Yeah.
you to get it.
Oh,
Get it?
boy. It's I'm just looking at this because and I've always said this to people. If Jonathan Majors was not rich, just think and again, let me say this again. Look how they treated Jonathan Majors in this situation. Now think if Jonathan Majors was just me, regular guy, 9 to 5, and all of that. What do you think that they would do to him? They're doing strikers right now.
You wouldn't even be hearing about Jonathan Majors. Or you, I'm sorry. You would have been gone.
I would have been gone.
And is that part of the reason why the police are upset with the district attorney, because he's spending so much time on cases that's going to pop his popularity that they're not going through the other cases that they have? Is that the problem?
That is what the chief of police said in 2022, after he was, I think this was when he was going after Trump at the time. Okay. And it was like, you're focusing more on all these big stuff, and I got all these other crimes that I need to get taken care of, and your office is totally ignoring this. And he's doing this for political stuff. This has nothing to do with right, and that's what I think is pissing me off about Alvin Braggs. He's not doing this for right or wrong. He's doing this for his office himself to say, look what I did. I went after Trump, and I had him for 73 because Trump, I believe they dropped a bunch of the charges on Trump. He didn't get charged with any of it. But it's now I'm not saying Trump is a good guy back. Don't get this twisted. I'm just saying the facts was he went after Trump. Trump had 73 charges. Didn't get charged for, I don't believe in New York he got charged for any of it or something like that or whatever. But only thing that you could do is do the narrative that he got charged with 73 accounts. That's what you're going to at the Majors. He got exonerated, but remember, he got charged with this. Remember, he said in the text message, he's a monster. It's destroying the public image of these people. And I ain't thinking about Trump. Well, I'm thinking about Jonathan. The public image of Jonathan Majors, who was a media darling before March 25th. And I think that's the sad part. That's the part that it upsets me.
Well, they love you when you're going up, and they'll tear you down when you go down. It was, there was no benefit of the doubt. It was just like, oh, he did it, and then you started seeing things come out like this doesn't make any sense to go from here. And even when you talk about the text messages and stuff like that, I've always said it was always, I wonder if those are coming into play, or is she going to bring those in play? Because I want to see those text messages right above. Only you will know what happened, what's going on up there at the top. I want to see the breakup text. I want to see all of those texts, because I'm still trying to figure out the quote unquote harassment charge. How was he harassing her?
Exactly. How would that stick?
I'm just, where was that harassment charge? Because if you want to charge him with the, what is it? Intentional and reckless third degree assault.
Yeah, intentional harassment. Yeah. I'm with you, fam.
I don't know where the harassment part of it came. Is I'm sorry, I was reading that out there. I'm trying to figure out that harassment, and that must happen within the text, going up to the top. What did she text? What did he text back? I break up with you. I'm just still trying to figure out that harassment part.
Exactly. And I think, I was talking to my brother about this, and to me, I was like, the only thing that I was like, because you have to prove that he was the aggressor for intentional assault and even reckless assault. You know what I'm saying? That, hey, she was on you, because that's what he said. He was like, well, they could get it for reckless because, hey, you was on me trying to take my phone, but maybe I was reckless on you getting off of me. You know, that fine line of, you know, of defending yourself. But then again, where we have video of him being Stephanie being the aggressor, and there was not enough. It wasn't like that we seen, or even the jury seen from Danny's perspective, because she's seeing everything. She's putting everything out there. The whole throwing like a football, there's no evidence that he threw that woman so hard that she went flying off of her feet back into the car. There's no evidence of that. When I heard someone fly like a foot, have you thrown a football? You can't throw a human being, not even their face, even if their head is shaped like a football, you can't throw it. You know what I mean?
Which
So,
right, and that's, you know what I'm saying. I know it was opening statements when that was said, but even with your opening statements, I know you want to embellish the truth, but you want to try to stay as truthful as possible. If I'm on the jury and I hear, oh, he threw her, so I'm gonna be looking for this football throw this whole time. Once I
exactly.
don't see that, I'm gonna be like, oh, y'all lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I was a juror, you have already lost me. You see what I'm saying? I don't know how that juror is gonna look at that, but based off your opening statements, you're supposed to get me drawn in. So I'm gonna be hanging on your every word, and then when I see the evidence and your word ends up turning into shit, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, y'all lying." You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the football throw at?
And
Exactly.
to answer your question, what's going on with the trial? I believe it's progressing. I believe that a lot of people are saying that it was a hiccup with the text messages because of the public perception. That's the only thing I can look at is the
Yeah,
public perception of the text messages. Especially when I say people don't read, they read headlines, they might read the first few sentences, but they're not really going in depth with any of this. So that can be looked at as bad, but I believe with the inconsistencies of this case, we now know the cops were lying, clearly lying. Now, I think it's progressing, and I believe, to me, I have enough information now, even without the driver, to say if I was on the jury and we was deliberating and we was like, "Hey, we're trying to get this over with," I don't see nothing. I think this is bull crap. I don't think he did it. She was aggressive. She was drinking a lot. She had a lot of inconsistencies, and the cops was lying. Not guilty on all
right.
cases. That's just me. Even I'm looking at it as fair and as unbiased as possible, because I have no skin in the game with Jonathan. They ain't my cousin. They ain't my people. Nothing like that. He's a black man like I am. But even if he was dead wrong, I'd be on his ass. You know what I mean?
Right.
So as unbiased as possible. This is some bull crap. I don't see anything that Jonathan did besides, you know, on the text message, maybe have a breakdown, but it's out of context, and I don't know how that, you know, how they even got to there. So, what do
And
you
you
And
think?
have to
Pam,
even go ahead, Blue.
I had a question. Do we know how many witnesses is supposed to be taking a stand, or
They said they had like 14, and we've gone through who? We've gone through the videographer. We've
right?
Mhm.
gone through
The
Stephanie,
young lady, yeah,
data,
and we've gone through the
the
police
cop.
data
officer.
analysis, is that the data analysis
Yeah,
or
that I call
analyst?
him the
Yeah.
videographer. Yeah,
Okay,
Hmm.
yeah, okay.
he's the edit
So
man that I need, since he can edit all these videos as beautifully as he said. He's the edit man that I need.
Exactly.
Uh, we've only gone through what, three or four. We haven't gone through too many
mm.
witnesses, and we've got
So this trial
just a.
might last a little bit way longer than what we is expecting.
But it said
It
2
really
weeks.
shouldn't, because the only people that we have to get through are eeny, meeny, miny, and
Are they testifying?
those three. Chloe, that's the girl that was on the corner that she
Right.
hugged.
Mm.
Good on you,
She
girlie.
Mm-hmm.
right.
That's
Okay.
her. And then you have possibly the bartender, um, the doorman. If his thing has a doorman, because he's going to be the one to talk about the surveillance cameras and stuff in their apartment complex,
In the apartment.
and and
Bookman.
and Bookman.
Bookman. Yep. Oh,
Those
Buffalo
are,
butt.
yeah. But I would say this, and this is, when I did my video and I was talking about the jury and the jury makeup and things like that. And since I'm talking to black men, this is one of the things that I want you all to understand and be very clear about. As the elder stateswoman here, when y'all get these jury notices, don't flub them off. Y'all go, because this is a perfect example of how you see someone who is being tried by a jury of his peers, and you don't really see his
His
peers.
peer.
Right.
Right.
Not one black man
So
on there.
yeah, so I mean, uh, I know that there is a black woman on there, but I will say this, and again, y'all in the diaspora, don't come for me, but I don't know where she's from.
Mhm.
I don't
Hmm.
know where she's from. Did she grow up? Is she ADOS? Did she grow up here? Is she Caribbean? Is she whatever? Not to say that discrimination is not in
In
invalidated
all
in all
those,
those
yeah.
different places, but it's different here because it still continues to go on. And it's a different way. You see how insidious it is because people over in London, they know that some of their cops are corrupted, but they pretty much revere their police force.
Hmm.
But we here know that the police force here, regardless of what city you're in, whether it's north, south, east, or west, because you can see it in Los Angeles, because Los Angeles has gangs in their police force. You
Hmm.
can go down south with the overt biases and things like that, and covertly
Yep.
up north that depending where she's from, it's going to be a difference in how they revere what the police. And we already know that the jury foreman is number one a nurse. So I'm really curious to see about how she's looking at these injuries and all those little different things like that.
Yeah.
But also somebody in her family is a police officer.
Hmm.
So
Mm.
that's going to be interesting. You've got what the
Ha-
other ones Asians and but she didn't specify as if they were like Pakistani. She didn't specify if they were Eastern Asians, they were Japanese or anything like that. All of these different things affect a jury. So if you are a black man that gets a jury summons, don't flub it off. Go, please
mm.
go. Let them
I,
let
I,
them tell you to go home.
I got another question, Pat. How do you think that happened to the point to where they couldn't get one African American man on that jury? I know during jury selection, both prosecution and defense pick the juries together. No, strike this jury. We don't. You know what I'm saying? But how do you think that they couldn't get one African American male on that panel?
Again, depends on how many showed up.
Mm,
You understand what I'm
gotcha.
saying? That's why I was saying
Yep.
you get the summons, and if you don't show up, then they're going to pick from the people that show up.
That showed up. Got
So
it.
that showed up. So they had 40 people. They had what? They had a lot. They had a lot of black women between the ages of what 30 and 45. But
Hmm.
they said that they saw the video and they couldn't be impartial with that stuff. I remember Chill
Mm.
saying, "Why are they just in hush?
Why
Why do
did
they
they?
just yeah?"
Yeah.
But again, that is how for a system that affects us as African Americans so deeply, it surprises me that we don't want to be at least
Involved
somewhere
more.
in there involved in that system
Mm.
so that we can see different things going on.
I'm with
But
you
I
on
just
that.
think yeah, I just think it was just because if they sent out 1,000 jury summons, and if you look at the fact that what we are 13, 14%, so out of a
Mm.
thousand, there should have been 130 black folks
Yeah.
chosen. If you're just looking, whatever
At raw
one
numbers.
percent,
Yeah.
yeah. And out of the 130, only 20 of you showed up. I can see why there were no black men on that jury.
Mm.
I could see that. I could see why, because young white and older black, oh, excuse me, older white men, they love a good jury summons. They love a good jury summons. I mean, they love a good jury summons. But
Yeah.
I think that that's basically it. I think that that's it. So I just implore you, if you get that jury summons, y'all go.
Yeah.
It's not a
Could be.
waste of your time. It's not a waste of
Yeah.
your time because
I,
I've gone to juries. I've sat on 5 juries in my lifetime, and they do pick you. You just got that summons comes. You just have to be willing to go and see about it, to go, because a lot of people call in, hey, I can't do this, I can't get off work, I can't do this, I can't do that. I mean, I've seen a lot of that, but you see how it's so important that if you want to be judged by your peers, you need to make sure that your peers are there, because we never know. Because I could
Right.
get stopped by the police today, and I'm gonna need a jury of people, of women over, black women over 40 that are my peers that can say,
I'll
"Hey,
show up for you, Pam. I'll show up for you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that."
I was only asked for jury duty one time. One
Really?
time, and then when I went to court, it was a case that kind of indirectly affected me, and I couldn't get picked because, you know, of the indirection that I had with that case. There was some things, and they was like, "Oh, we can't pick you for this one."
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
I've only
got picked one time, but I was in the military. They don't let you go if you're in the military.
Oh, I know. The 5 times that I got picked, I've only sat, like I said, I've only sat. I got picked 5 times. I've only sat in 3, because the other time, because of the fact that I'm a social worker, they're like, "Oh no, she's too, she
Mm.
might be too empathetic or understand what's going on. We don't want her on here." But the other cases, they were actually were misdemeanors. Um, but just go, because it's important. Um, Sometimes affecting change requires you to be that virus on the inside. You see how
Yeah, that's right. The
a
spoke by the
small
door.
little you see how that little small little virus stopped the whole world in a couple of years ago. Sometimes we need
Hmm.
to be that little virus and stop the world, and so everybody will take notice that, hey, uh, we're here. Yeah, they
Yeah.
do that to college students. They do that to college students. They just won't.
I think
If
I was in
college
college
student,
too.
if you're in college, if you're in the military, if you work for the government, they 9 times, sometimes, they'll say, "Oh, okay, well, you're good. You could go. We're good on you. We've got enough people,"
Mm-hmm.
because they make you fill out that questionnaire, like, "What do you do? Da 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 this, da 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 that." So they have this information on you when you go.
Yeah.
But again, my prediction is, I think that we'll have closing arguments by Thursday.
Uh-oh, another prediction.
Another prediction. It didn't come through, so we're gonna still look.
So you
I'm gonna
think
still do it.
so you think Thursday we're gonna be wrapping this thing completely up? And what do you think? Okay, so your prediction is Thursday. What do you think the verdict is going to be? If you're on that jury, well, let's say
Or how
you are
long it's gonna take for them to deliberate.
deliberate.
I think here is what I think, if we go by what has been presented, including Priya's hiccup,
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think that they're going to split the baby. I
Mm.
think that they'll deliberate maybe like an hour, 2 hours. They're going to split the baby. Either they're going to give him the reckless, what is that? What was that? Was that reckless? It was unintentional, that he didn't intend to do harm or something like that. If they give him the guilty verdict, I don't think they're going to give him guilty on all the charges. I just think that they're going to say, "Oh, we're just going to pick one charge and just move." That's if
Yeah,
I
that I can see that because
if
and that wouldn't even be looked bad because that could be, you know, I think they changed the Samaritan law due to that. You know, you go to help somebody and then that person comes back and sue you. You know what I'm saying? Even though you was trying to help them, because let's say you had to do the Heimlich maneuver on somebody, you end up cracking their ribs, but you just saved their life, and then they come back and sue you because their ribs was cracked. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I could see them giving that. It don't look as bad. I could see his, that charge can be rehabilitated. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And also
Are you
that
talking
yeah,
about the
that
harassment charge? Is that what you're talking about?
no, you remember they charged him with 3 charges, right? They've
Is
got the intentional assault, the
intentional
reckless
reckless?
assault,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have a harassment charge,
Yeah,
right? And I was thinking they'll split the baby between the two and give the reckless, that he didn't intend to cause any harm, if they decide that he was guilty. I
that's what
think
my
where
brother
they're going to
said.
have I think where they're going to wrestle is the fact that, because everybody is like, well, slammed her back into the car. But even she said that that's not what was happening. He was trying to keep her in the car, telling her to stay in the car.
Right.
I think where they're going to have confusion is she ran after him.
Exactly.
I think that's where if I was on the jury, that's going to be my confusion. Why did you run after him? Because you had a car that could take you home. If you know he's the person with the means, he's going to be all right. But why did you? What was the intent on running after him? And she said it because I needed to know who Cleopatra Jones was. I needed to know. That was more important to her than anything else, to know who this person was. And she was willing to risk life and limb because she almost got hit by a car. So,
right.
But you're so afraid. Why would you run after somebody, almost get hit by a car? That shows me that emotional intelligence is not really working out right fine. I think Priya did a good job of showing that she does have a level of instability going on with her. But and I'm not talking about like mental health issues, because I don't know what's going on with her, but just to know that she is really, really led by her emotions to the point that she's reckless in the sense of, you're running so fast and you're running behind somebody, you're not paying any attention, you're about to get hit by a car. Now imagine, imagine if that car had
actually hit.
I mean, she's not a big girl.
Oh,
I mean,
no, she might not be here for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's, even a big girl is not going to be here for that if you get sideswiped by a car. But just to know that you were in that type of state is interesting. What's also interesting to me is if I was on the juror, I'm still trying to figure out. You hear this man come into the house because you were awake, because of the fact that you were on the phone with your friend. You were texting and on the phone with your friend. What was really going on?
That's my issue too.
That's my issue.
Police found you straight as a pin laying, but we know you were just on the phone, and that you heard, I think he tripped over the suitcase.
He did. What? He said he tripped over the suitcase.
What is going on? Are you passed out, or are you not passed out? What is going on?
Are you not passed out? I mean, what's really going on? And again, you've been calling this friend since, that's Eastern Standard Time. I'm doing New York time. You've been calling this friend since 7 a.m. that morning.
Right.
So I want to know. I would really have liked to have known what was really going on. What was because you were awake. You knew he was coming back because the text message that he sent you.
Right. Said that he was coming back.
Did you leave? Yeah, and you had a time limit. Y'all remember the text message said, "Did you leave the key?"
Yup. Did you leave the key?
Why are you here? Why are you here? You trying to commit, because only reason why he didn't show up like that, because he sent like a suicide threatening. I'm sorry, pruning, threatening to.
But also, he was under the assumption she was gone because he said, "Did you leave the keys?" That's why I wanted to know what those text messages were at the top, because he was talking when he went to his bedroom door and it was unlocked. He then probably thought, "Oh crap, what she was saying to me about is true." But he was really under the assumption that this quote pruning, was supposed to have happened. You remember that top text? All of that was before 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. He left a message behind that saying, "Did you leave the key?" So he was probably under the assumption. Now, this is just me. I would want to know, was she supposed to be gone? Was there an agreement text that she was going to be gone?
She was supposed to be gone. That's what I'm thinking. And then she went in there, played possum. You know what I'm saying?
Remember, Pam, I'm sorry, Dre, not to cut you off. She already testified that she was supposed to be gone. She said she went there to pack her bag.
Yep.
And then she was like, "Oh, I got tired and I laid down." Remember?
Hold up, I'm about to go to. Was that on yesterday or was that on Thursday? Because I think
that was when the prosecution was questioning her.
Okay, let me go to Danny's thing Danny's
Yeah.
information real quick, because I think she has that she has that information where she said that, and I want to just make sure that we're all on the right thing. So
I think that was the first thing Danny put up when she first started
Her,
reporting from there.
that would have been Thursday, wouldn't it? No, that would have been
Yeah,
Wednesday, right?
Wednesday.
is that where he
'Cause
was
Danny wasn't there Thursday,
is
so it was either Tuesday or Wednesday.
Either
is
Tuesday
that,
or Wednesday.
so was that when he was when he went up like the Black Panther, like a Black Panther, I believe. I think
I
that's
think
Was it that day? And I
yeah,
think I know why he dressed like that too. That was the anniversary of Fred Hampton's passing.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah. So he was under the assumption that she was supposed to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want post. That brings more clarity to a
If
lot
you're
of
on her
other
Facebook
stuff.
page, it's
Yeah.
all
It's I don't know what's going on with her Facebook page right now, because it's all weird now on here. Like the way that she did, because it's under her albums, and instead of showing the actual message, the post, it's
it's just
showing
showing that picture.
it's showing the pictures, and I don't want the picture. I want the post. Okay, let me view this. But this is from the 5th. All right, this was witnessed to. We'll be continuing to update this. This is none of Stephanie's. All right, let me just put this on screen, and then maybe you guys can help me out on this, because I think this is the first time that she went on trial. I mean, when she got on the stand. So
Understand? Yep. Mm-hmm.
so let me just make sure that this is the right one. Are we looking at this? None of Stephanie's testimony thus far has been considered by the jury as evidence, only as background knowledge not to establish propensity or predisposition for events Majors is actually on trial for. Context, is this okay? This is the audio.
This
Okay.
I think it's after that, because remember when they first started talking to her, it was everything.
Okay, so it's the 6th.
Yeah.
Yes, it should be the 6th.
Okay, so hold on. So where was I at? Is this it? That's the 5th. My bad. And question of the day. That was Thursday. Okay.
Okay. Where it says cross-examination, click that.
Cross-examination.
Right up
above, right there,
Okay.
right above.
Right here.
To
Oh
your
no,
left.
no, right there. God, Lee ain't got my
No.
glasses on. This is the 6th.
See more.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Now click on
is
this.
the
Yeah.
6th. All right, so this seems to be like the defensive strategy to unweave a lot of the inconsistent statements Stephanie made regarding how much did you drink, text messages between she and her being her friend that seemed to indicate she faked being unconscious in the closet when Jonathan found her. Strong possibility that she caused her own injury, whether or not the DA cut her a deal, whether or not DA is paying for her friend's expense, pretending not to know until
I thought it was the
June.
prosecution. It should be the direct, not the cross.
Yeah.
Okay, so if that was the cross-examination, what is this?
Okay. You see where you see the little arrows right there that'll scroll?
Yeah, let me go.
Yeah, but go to see more. Go back.
Go to this one.
Yeah, and hit see more. What did she write something down there?
No, she didn't see.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah, go back because it's on the sit. It has to be on the sit.
This was the jury observation.
Go back. Let's see, what is this on the?
What's that?
Question.
Is that direct?
Yeah, I think this is the direct.
Okay. Stephanie testified she demanded to see messages, grab the phone. I was expecting to them when questioned about the pain, she felt or the driver. When asked why she got out the car, video evidence shows Jonathan trying to keep her in the car. Stephanie, she didn't fight back. Video evidence shows unsuccessful. Video of her running. Video shown without sound of the bystanders were asking about over and over about the pain. So if you guys see it, let me know because I don't see it just yet.
Because they still talking about, because it's kind of it's in order, so it's probably down at the bottom a little bit more. Once they start talking about her being inside the hold on, slow
Stop,
down.
stop, stop. Okay, Jabari says she took off her clothes, went to bed. She texted him 32 times. As respects the breakup text Jonathan said earlier about it not working out, Jabari stated she felt confused.
Can you call me? Call me. That's
I'm
about her
glad you
injury.
Yeah.
Holly, WhatsApp 7 to 8 a.m. How could you
Do this to me. What was the point of getting this apartment, pretending to have a life together? I just need you to call me. Okay, bye, Jonathan. I think that was on the original text message.
right? And that was about the breakup.
Yeah. Did you leave a key? Goodbye. No,
There it is.
now the other text making it clear they both ended the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
When asked why didn't she leave, I think this is what you're talking about, Pam.
Yeah.
When asked when asked why she didn't leave, Stephanie stated she started packing in the bathroom and decided to sleep on the heated floor because she needed more sleep, and that she locked the door because she was scared he was going to come back.
All right. Now, why is she scared he was gonna come back when she wanted him to come back?
That makes no sense.
You just texted, man. Why you not? You know what I'm saying? What is going on?
Yeah, and you're supposed to be packing. You're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be packing. And even when you fell asleep, you're supposed to be packing. You have some friends over that live there. You have your sister or brother or somebody that lives in New York with you. That's a quick phone call. Because I know I would have called my brother and we'd been like packing up and getting
Oh yeah.
everything out of there after an hour, hour and a half. I'd have been gone.
Yep. Been gone. Let me get all my essential stuff. I'll come back later for the other stuff I don't really need right now.
Look, this is again, remember this part. Stephanie inadvertently testified that she initially weaponized the police because she also testified that she always took him, Jonathan, back, and she was needing help to leave this relationship and wanted to say, "Help me, please," to the officer. Remember, a lot of news media ran with this one.
Yeah.
Now, she inadvertently testified she initially weaponized the police because now you didn't want this man. No, y'all broke up. She was confused, but she stayed. She was scared,
Right.
but she stayed. She was scared, but she ran after him.
Now, my thing is, she's saying that she always take him back. Seems to me, the way that she's staying around, seems to me that he would be taking her back. I don't know if y'all getting that vibe because she's the one staying around. He's saying, "Nah, go about your business. Leave the key." You the one lingered. You the one stayed around. So who's taking who back?
Exactly.
I think if you take it out of the monetary realm, I think she's thinking because he seems like an emotionally high strung, low strung type of man, and I
Right.
think she's thinking that she has one up on him because she's listened to him. You're talking about somebody who's filming a movie, filming several movies that are costing several millions of dollars, and the pressure that you have to
Yeah,
do all of those things, and
to
him being
perform.
emotionally, going through all of that. Plus, I think she kind of think that she seems like she set herself up, and I don't know if Danny wrote this down or where I read that she was his quote unquote savior. She was saving him from himself.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
remember seeing that somewhere too. Yeah.
The white savior trope.
Yeah, and I think he thought that
No, I'm dead serious.
Yeah. No, I'm
he
laughing
couldn't
because it's playing out like a movie for real. Like.
that he couldn't move, he couldn't do anything unless she was there paving the way for him, so to speak. She couldn't pave her way for herself, but there are people who do believe that if they're in your life and they're doing things for you, they're assisting you because in some ways they think that you can't do it by yourself. But he was a big actor before he met you. He had some roles. He's Emmy nominated before he met you, so uh,
I hate to use the word narcissist, but this seems narcissistic on her part.
highly manipulated. If the
Yeah,
better word is that's highly manipulative. And you
right.
saw her level of manipulation. We heard about her level of manipulation in the courtroom, because any time that she was talking to the prosecution, she was very coherent, and dabbed her face or tears. But when she was talking to the defense, she's running out of the courtroom. She's
Mhm.
dramatic in the back, crying. And not to say that she didn't
Mhm.
have anything to cry about, but you can see that she has a high
Schizophrenic.
functioning manipulator.
Mhm.
Right.
You could see that.
Mhm.
I
And
mean, so
I hate to say it, and I don't want to put this on her, but from the information we've gathered, it seems she's an alcoholic. I see I got a lot of alcoholics in my family. They do that. They're real manipulative when it comes to certain situations. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And it seems that she is portraying that, because from what I gather with the text messages or the conversations that they have between the two, is he is concerned about her drinking. He is concerned about her party life or her lifestyle of that, and I don't think he wanted that to rub off on him. And that's where we go back to the whole Coretta Scott King and I'm a great man, and you know what I'm saying, all of that. So it seems, and even which just had me laughing when I guess he paid the tab and went to go use the restroom at the restaurant before they went, uh, after the whole incident occurred, and she went back to the table to chug the drink down.
Well, they say an alcoholic don't leave a drink on the table now.
There,
Yeah, obviously
that is.
she peeked around the corner, was like, he
Yeah,
went to the
like
bathroom,
he
and
gone.
her,
Oh, let me run
yeah,
back. So
exactly.
like that's
And
crazy. That's
that was, but you're on a point, because they talked about, when you're talking about that Coretta Scott King thing. I think that was in mention to the fact that she was not only doing that, going to the pub. She went to the pub. You see, well, calm down, Pam. Say it right. There was an instance where she went to a pub, and she brought she brought what she says was a
The
friend, but was
friend.
actually a
Mhm.
stranger to the home, while he's working out doing this Marvel movie or something like that. Can you imagine sitting down and he has a Marvel script somewhere, and
Right.
you bring this
Mhm.
perfectly stranger, and then
Exactly.
something leaks? I mean, that's
Exactly.
important. That's about his job. When he
Exactly.
talked when he mentioned about her drinking, she took a bottle to the beach. She wouldn't took a bottle to the beach because she doesn't feel like she did. When what was the third thing? Just like when they was at the restaurant, you talked about drinking the thing, and then because she was inebriated. Now I remember someone saying, or I read somewhere, that while she was sitting with him in the restaurant, she had about 3 or 4 drinks, didn't she not? So she was already
Yeah,
three to four
she was
drinks
already
in.
in. Hmm.
She was 3 to 4 drinks in, and her behavior again. So after you ran after somebody, the first thing you do is you stop with strangers. Do you know Jonathan Majors? Do you know?
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
He
You
did not
bringing
know
not
them people.
and
Yeah,
Pam. I'm glad you said that. The whole incident. I'm in London. I got scripts everywhere. But why are you bringing us? You don't even know this person. Why are you bringing them to our home? What are you doing?
And I'm
and,
rich. I'm a
but not only
celebrity.
that, and not
No.
only
What if
that,
it's
this
two white
man
girls
has
in this house?
yes, and not only that, he has said it in several interviews that he's an introvert. So he's
Right.
not going to be, if you like us introverts. I'm a sociable introvert, but you can't be in my space. I
Right.
wish somebody who has
Mm.
access to my space would bring a whole total stranger in my house. That
Oh
stranger
no.
and that person have
Oh,
access, and you would no longer have access to my space. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I
You
can
done.
I can
Right.
understand that they were not compatible. He was too introverted, and she was too
Extroverted. Yeah.
extroverted, because I mean,
Hmm.
and unsafe, because you're bringing strange people into your home. You don't know what these people gonna do.
Right. That's
Yeah.
fact.
I agree. They weren't compatible. I think this was. Um, I'm around this person for X amount of time. We vibed on set. You know what I'm saying? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like things like that. And it came in so fast. I know they like to use the term love bombing now. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I think he is a real romantic guy. So he probably, that's how he was courting her. You know what I'm saying? With
that was proven when he was calling Megan Good the missus, and then it was
Right.
all like, oh, where's Megan Good and Jonathan that secretly got married?
No, I just think he's a fast. I think he, in his mind, he's a fast mover. You know what I'm saying? He put the stamp on it quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's no crime in being wrong and putting the stamp on something. You know what I'm saying? So
And Pam called herself the elder statesman. Let me clarify, people. I'm 137 years old. 137 years old.
137. Yeah. Dre is 137. I'm quite old myself. You know what I'm saying? Not 137 though.
Yeah. I don't think Dre is a half a century old yet. So
I'm almost. Hey, look. I got almost 6 more years to that half century mark. Now stop
To that
playing.
half mark.
That half mark is coming. It's creeping on the.
The half mark is coming. It's coming.
Creeping on the come up. You know what I'm saying? And my knees is
as I said, as the elder statesman on this panel.
Oh Lord.
But like I said, we will see it again, because I think the question was, how would I look at that? Those would be the questions that I would have. You were supposed to be packing, you were supposed to be leaving. Y'all. See, that's when I'm supposed to be up. Sorry. But you're supposed to be packing and leaving. Why didn't you leave? It was, you all in a text must have said that the relationship was over. But okay, you're supposed to be leaving, you're supposed to be doing. The morning comes around, you're not packing, you're on the phone with your friend. Texting and stuff. You hear him come in. And
now you play possum.
You're lying prostrate on the ground. What's really going on? And then you hear the policeman. I don't think she was honestly, I don't think
with the police.
I don't think she was expecting the police to be there, because she didn't know that they was there. I don't think she was expecting them to be there.
I don't
She
think
probably heard, because that means, because you think about it, that's Jonathan walked in, went to his bedroom, the door was locked, he probably knocked on the bedroom, and he said that, and if I'm not mistaken, that he called for her on the phone and knocking on the door.
He called for her.
Didn't get no response back.
That's why he went to go get Bookman.
Yes, and he was on the phone. See, that's who I want to know. Who was he on the phone with? Was it the Priya friend?
Yeah, okay. I think he was on the phone with Priya. That's who I would like to see take the stand too.
The actual attorney?
No. His manager.
Oh, Priya. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's his manager, because she is friends with both of them. I think that's his manager, but Stephanie even alluded to that she has a relationship with Priya also.
Oh, that's who Priya, because it was like private.
Yeah, Priya S.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. So those would be the things. If the relationship was, why did you, if you're afraid, why did you run after him? That's my question. You said that you had pain, but what you're describing as pain doesn't make any sense, because like I said, anybody that has injured a finger, injured a limb to the point that a bone has broken, your dexterity is not there. You try to bend those fingers, that pain shoots from where it starts all up your arm, and all of this is aching. I don't care if you were on point and you had a cracked rib or anything like that. You're saying that it didn't affect you. So what really were you in pain? You didn't visually,
her heart was broken. That's
pictures. Exactly.
That's what was in pain.
She was getting her lick back, but now it has gotten to the point that it's really public.
And she said that too. Remember, she said this whole thing has been overwhelming with the case and all that, and she was not expecting all of this.
Yeah, you were getting your lick back, and it did not work out the way you thought it was going to work.
But now she got to go all the way.
But that would be my points of contention. You all had said that you all were broken up, but then you want him to come back. What is really going on? And
Yeah.
Why is it that nobody? Okay, full disclosure here. If anybody has ever had anyone that you know that has gone through domestic violence,
Mm-hmm.
there's
Mhm.
always one person that knows, that one person that's trying to convince you, girl, if you don't get your tail up out of there, you know
Yep.
something.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody in her circle knew anything about anything.
Nobody.
No, because
Nobody.
she's the manipulator.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. She's the He's not the he's not the monster. He was calling himself a monster because she is making him believe that he's a monster. If that's the case, that's how I'm viewing it. Like you said, there's always one, the girlfriend, the brother, the sister, the mom see it, the dad see it. Somebody sees uh some abuse of something. You know what I'm saying? When that's why I want to hear from that's one of the reasons why I want to hear from Priya, especially that phone call. If that was Priya on the line, uh, and she told him to call the police or whatever, he calls the police. He gets back on the phone with Priya. I would love to hear what that conversation between. Hey man, I found her laid out, or you know what I'm saying. She sent the text message. I broke up with her. She's still in the house. Those things will add a lot of context as to everything that's going on.
I
And
guarantee you, he called her. He called her when he went to the hotel, and or before he went to that hotel, and she was like, "Take a picture of your face, take a picture of your coat, take all
Yeah.
of this, just in case something goes wrong."
Hmm.
here's the thing
Yeah,
that
because
I don't think that people caught, and I just caught it when you all were talking. When I asked the
mhm.
question, there's always that one girlfriend. The woman that she called, remember she got on the stand and said, "Hey, we've worked together for a long time, but I'm not one of her friends in her circle."
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was
Why would she
because
call
she said
somebody outside? Why is she calling somebody out of her immediate circle versus someone who, is a friend of yours, but she's not that tight with you? You understand what I'm saying? I hope, ladies, you
I get what you're
understand what I'm
saying.
talking
I
about.
know
No,
You got
exactly
your
what
I
you're
get
good
exactly
saying.
what you're saying.
girlfriends. You got your good
It's
girlfriends. You have your girlfriends. She sounds like she was on that back end, like somebody you saw every 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months versus somebody that you talk to on a daily.
but
Why didn't
it's
she
like
call the
this.
person that she talked to on the daily?
I'm gonna tell you why, Pam. I'm gonna tell you why. If you know you're not to, or if you need to be seen by a camera to get an alibi, you're gonna make sure you're seen by the camera, right? This person who really don't know too much about me other than work, I can call them. They can't really call me on my bullshit, so I can
Mm-hmm.
call them, say whatever. All they're gonna do is say, "Yes, he called. I don't really know her like that." Boom. That presents the alibi or whatever the situation is that's needed. If she would have called a real friend, the real friend would be like, why the fuck you even still there? Like the real friend would have really cared and grilled her or said, quit calling me with this BS. I've been told you to quit messing with this man. Why you messing with this man? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That person is kind of like absolute. It don't really matter. Only I'm using this person just to have an alibi or to show that my situation is true, whether it's
Mhm.
truthful or not. That's it. That's the only thing I can gather from it anyway.
I
Mm-hmm.
agree. I agree. Well, we're getting ready to wrap up here in about 3 more minutes. If you guys, and I appreciate you guys who all came in and watched this live, talking about Jonathan Majors. We went over the initial text messages. We went over the actual case from Danny. We had Pam Entertainment on here. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to her channel. She actually goes live on decent hours, so she's not in the way parts of the morning like I am, because I got to get off of here real soon and got to take a nap. I'm going to get on Chills live here soon, so I got to take a quick nap and then get on Chills, and then take another nap and go to work. So make sure you subscribe to Pam Entertainment. Make sure you subscribe to my man Bluminati up here also, who has his channel Blues House Live. That's BLU apostrophe S live. If you can't spell that, don't go to that man channel. All right. So closing statements from you two. Where are we at right now? Or tell them how they could be able to find you, all of that stuff.
Go ahead, Pam.
Okay. I'm Pam. I'm at Pam Entertainment TV. You see it across the screen. That's my channel. Uh, where we're at in regards to where we're at on this case.
Where we at on this case?
I just think this was it was, I ain't gonna say major, but it was a good hiccup. I think for the defense, I think they're going to have to go in Monday a little bit more focused, paying attention to what questions that they're asking and saying, keeping this case back on March 25th, not September 2021 or 2022, because that is outside of Manhattan DA's district. Keep everything on that day. Make them focus back on what happened that day, how things do not make sense on that day. Stay out of the realm of people's feelings. You know, we spent a lot of time on her feelings. Stay out of the realm of the feelings and go over the facts. If she said, I am afraid of him, if you are afraid of somebody, why did you follow them for 5 blocks? If you knew the relationship was over, why did you stay in the apartment when you had the means to leave and you also had the time to leave? They need to ask the driver just basically factual questions about what happened, not what you feel, not what you think happened. What did you see, what you didn't see? Because what you saw will be in record, what you didn't see will not. And go from there, talking with the friends. Did you notice the cuts? Did you notice anything like that? Because Chloe put her head on this girl's, she hugged her. So at that point, did you notice a cut? Was she bleeding? Any of those things like that? I think if you keep it focused on that, they can definitely wrap it around. And plus, you know, the judge did say that all of that stuff that the background information that the young lady was given was not going to be cannot be affected in the jury. However, they do have the text messages, and I think that's what's going to cause them to think a little bit about that. But if they keep it on that day, those text messages don't make as much sense as far as March 25th is concerned. And that's it. So
Yep. I'm Bluminati, as you can see there on the screen. Bluminati, or like Dre said, Blues House Live on YouTube, or Blues House One on YouTube. I feel the same way as Pam do. Just stick to the facts. Let's stick to strictly what happened on March 25th, or from 24th to the 25th. You know, leading to those events that happened, and let's get out of this trial with a non-guilty verdict. Because one thing that she Dresme said was it was a layup. The prosecution had laid up the perfect, you know what I'm saying, play. And I'm not gonna say Priya did a bad job, but she was kind of all over the place. And then I guess it led to some other things opening up, but I don't necessarily see it as a bad fumble. Now it's just time to clean it up and move forward. Let's get the driver in here, see what he got to say, yes or no answers, and get up out of here, man. And that, to me, I still see him getting away with a non-guilty.
And that's kind of where I'm at. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe to the Dre Max Show. Also, the way that I look at it, I believe that this is going to be wrapped up next week. I think they're going to drop all of this. I think the judge, I think the jury, I think even the people watching this stuff, like, I'm just ready for this to be over with. You know what I mean? Because now it's becoming a circus. And I just believe that a lot of this that we're hearing, the back and forth, like Pam said, keep it strictly on the business. You got her flustered. I think the all over the place thing was to get this woman flustered. So when you answer questions, you say it in an acetone. I mean, an asshole-ish type of way. You're not really, focusing on, let me make sure that I'm proving that I was attacked. I want my get back. And that's something that Jimmy said, that she was answering questions with a snappy, fluffy attitude. That means you were snapping on her. So you got her on the ropes. Answer straight questions. You don't want to answer it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, go to the next one. You don't want to answer that correctly? Okay, go to the next one. Then you're going to prove to the jury she don't even want to answer these questions. So how bad was really, that what really happened that night? And let's wrap this thing up, man. Wrap it up. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and make sure that you know that we're going to wrap it up.
The sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
All right, Pam. Appreciate Pam coming on. We're getting ready to get out of here myself. Thank you again for tuning into the Dre Max Show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and bye-bye, y'all. Let's get up out of here. Where is the outro at? I got to get up out of here. Where is my forehead need to breathe? Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and Bob Hire, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.